Citi FM.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music. Talk. Inspiration. In perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM. Your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM. 97.3.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hey, there is a name that calms the seas and tames the storms. I know a name that changes lives and destinies. The wind obey and demons flee.
The Citi Breakfast Show.
When that name is lifted high, say upon Ochidi Moa and Sexani Bedi and Echi, Yesuti Naya Bosu. We have come in the name of Jesus, in the mighty name of Jesus. Heaven listens to Jesus when we call on Jesus. Hey, say upon Ochidi Moa and Sexani Bedi and Echi, Yesuti Naya. Hey, public announcement. We have come in the name of Jesus, in the mighty name of Jesus, because heaven listens to Jesus when we call on Jesus. Say upon us, Jesus, and Shani, Betty and she, yes,
The Citi Breakfast Show.
there is a name that calms the seas, that calms the seas and of storms. I know a name that changes lives and destinies. The wind obey and demons flee. Hey! Yes, we have come in the name of Jesus, in the mighty name of Jesus, because heaven listens to Jesus when we call on Jesus. Say upon Jesus, Maroka Andayaba. We have come in the name of in the mighty name of everything has ear listens to because when we call on Jesus, say upon Makarosa Anda. Hey, it makes the wounded spirit whole and calms the troubled breast. 'Tis manna to the hungry. Kayatade, are you ready? Yeah, we are coming the name of
25 minutes past 6
mighty name of
on the 8th day of April 2025. Diana Hamilton,
when we call on Jesus.
when we call it in faith, it's not enough to call, you need to believe. For faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence, the title deed
In the mighty name of Jesus,
of things
heaven listens.
not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. You cannot make impact in this realm without faith. Believing the impossible, seeing the invisible to do the improbable. So the question is, what have you believed? Because what you do is what you believe. Your faith life is really your outlook. So he says we must mention the name in faith.
We have come in the name.
In faith.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
Which is the product of deep hearing. For faith cometh by hearing. So what you hear determines what you believe, and what you believe determines what you do. So according to scripture, Luke 8:18, be careful how you hear. And I want to add, be careful what you hear. There are so many things that pollute the ear and dampen your faith, make you lose confidence. So be highly selective in what you hear. This is why it's a good decision always to tune into 97.3. Words of hope, words of life, words of encouragement, and also words that build a nation. Guard your ears is the entry point for your faith. Business Sense brought to you by Access Bank. More than banking. Grab the chance to win big in the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Fakitwa Beji Kesia. Mercy. 250 cedis is the minimum you can deposit into your existing Access or new account. It can be current or savings. To increase your chances, you can raise the amount to 500 or more. Qualify for a draw. Our youth customers spend 500 or more with any Access Visa card after your 250 deposit. Qualify for a reward. The more you deposit, the higher your chances of winning. Call toll free 0800 004400 to join the Fakitwa Beji Kesia train. Oh my God, I wish I could bring little money to receive more money. Fakitwa Beji Kesia. I should bring Kitwa and come for, like you are coming for food. Bring a small plate, come for no.
We have come in the name.
AccessBankPLC.com, proud to be associated with Business Sense, which this morning is urging us to grow our faith by being selective in what we listen to, whether it's music or news or scrolling down that timeline or tuning into the right radio station. Make sure you only empower the right voices in your life so you can believe right to do well. 6:29, we're jumping into the newspaper review shortly. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
If you have 250 Ghana cedis right now, it can do wonders for you. Chairman, Fabeji, it could turn your tears into joy in the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Madam, Fabeji, it could get you up to 50,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Business owner, Fabeji. As a student, make transactions with your Access Bank card, and that could get you Spotify and Netflix subscriptions, PS5, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and more. This be out of class Enzo. Fabeji, you see what 250 Ghana cedis can do for you? And Gasakra. Fabeji, it's the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis and its multiples in your new or existing account, and be on your way to winning a share of the 580,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. The City Breakfast Show.
can be the greatest, you can be the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You could beat the world, you could beat the war. You can talk to God, go banging on his door.
You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks.
You could be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you go find yourself.
Standing in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And the world's gonna know your name.
Yeah.
Cause you burn with the God's flame.
Yeah.
And the world's gonna know your name.
Yeah.
And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. You can go the distance, you can run the mile. You can walk straight through hell with a smile.
You could be the hero, you could get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought never could be broke.
Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. Are you ever gonna know if you never even try?
Do it for your country, do it for your name.
Cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. Cause you burn with the God's flame.
And so we're jumping into the headlines with Piva Beverages, Total Excellium, and Fidelity Bank. Grab one of the 5 flavors with great taste. Call 0550032231. It's a 5-course meal. Cola, orange, citrus, cocktail, grapefruit, and tangerine. Advert FDA approved. We're also sponsored by Excellium from Total, the new 3-in-1 powered engine oil. Extends its life, cleans your engine, and lowers your fuel consumption. A great deal. Reduces your CO2 emissions, which are really important for the environment. Experience the difference with Total Energy's Excellium new formula. And from the dreams of youth to ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on this journey, starting a career, building a family, growing a business, or simply managing your own business, Fidelity Bank is here to support you with a trusted financial support to get you to the next level. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. All right, so it's an interactive show. Today, we will be talking many things. There are some legal issues we'll be discussing. Of course, the CJ has responded to the president's invitation within the 10-day window. Legal luminaries are speaking about what this means, whether the law is fair, whether it's been applied correctly. We're also waiting for the rains with bated breath. Indeed, they're already here. And today we're speaking to the NADMO Director General to tell us how ready, how prepared are they. We know the flood-prone areas. Have you already gone there to ask them to relocate? Have you provided any resources? Because definitely flooding will occur. What is the government's task force doing to reduce the incidence of flooding in 2025? We'll be asking those questions this morning. Also, the Transport Minister has said that the provision is being put in place for legalized motorcycle commercial transportation. We'll delve in what specifics are being put in place to ensure that this does not worsen our road fatalities. It's a very interactive show, so please send us a WhatsApp message 054-998-6996. My name is Bernard Kokuabla. I'm here with Caleb Kuda. Good morning, Caleb.
Good morning, Bernard.
And Godfred Akotobo Afo.
Good morning, Bernard.
Accra's most wanted.
Charlie. Is it?
Accra's. Charlie. You
Charlie.
Charlie. Hey, my brother.
Charlie.
No.
They should stop wasting our time.
They said,
I finished my program. I go and wait.
No, the fact that
they should hold themselves to the higher standard.
It reminds me of that old man. He said, we are tired.
We're tired.
Yes. Having an ulterior motive to do interior motive.
Yes.
You know that guy?
I remember him.
Yes, he says that wicked motive.
I remember him.
Yes. But that old man, is he still there? He was with Tobinko.
Oh,
you don't remember?
Yeah, Samantha Pai like that. He was a protester at the time.
Having a wicked interior, wicked motive.
Did they ask the 26?
No, I think they didn't do that.
Nobody wants to be held responsible for writing the 26.
They'll probably do it today. I don't know.
Okay,
knowing Ghanaian politics, the cine is not over. Expect a few more days of this. You don't know. Look at Daily Guide from page.
Daily Guide, guide focus a lot on.
It's there.
Okay.
It's there.
Charlie,
It's
whatever they want to do.
So
The
let's
other papers are
let's-
focusing on other
Let's
things.
start with the
Let me tell you from Daily Graphic.
Daily Graphic.
Graphic.
Because there are some two stories here that mean a lot to me.
Which one?
New rules set for Okada riders. It's on the front page of this paper. It's a conversation that must be had. Ministry's website content outdated.
And
We've known this for years. It's just the same old things.
Government to stop issuing prospecting license to small-scale miners.
Okay.
Ghana risk losing EU timber export license. Parliament yet to ratify protocols. This is something that's been pending for some time now.
Chronicle, Ridge Hospital appears on Yoko's radar. This story is also gaining momentum on its own. Deterioration of 95 million euro Agunam Kwanta Takwa Road worries roads minister. And the big one here, soldiers raid Baumia's ADC's home. Traumatized Yakubu Isayaku says he was not at home.
Okay, what else do you have?
Let me take you to the front page of the Daily Guide. Then Airmed flight saga, government video staged, according to Intim Fojo. CJ response to removal petitions. Akosia Menu is also on the front page of the paper regarding Airmed. Security operatives raid Baumia's ADC's house.
Disturbing story. Ghanaian Times. Research and innovation, let's complement donor support. President Mahama to African countries sustain key interventions to improve lives of women and children. This is the WHO rep. Mining policy under review to meet current dynamics. This is the Lands Minister, and Transport Ministry begins consultation on new licensing regime for Okada as well as tricycles.
Front page of the Economy Times for me, Bernard. I will do a lot of business this morning with you. BOG data projects strong economic growth in 2025. Comes the photo of the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Esiama. Exporters, analysts react to 10% US tariff on Ghanaian export amidst ambassadors' reassurance. And economists hopes Ghana gets IMF target waivers as it concludes fourth review.
Daily Post, there is so much to gain from the gold border. To forcing Minister of Finance, Chief Justice Tokonu submits responses to President Mahama over removal petitions. Ghana's former High Commissioner to India, Sampi Yale, passes away. Stop taking exam fees in public basic schools, GES to school heads. And Bawa Mokhtari drags Abronya to court over alleged defamation, demands 10 million compensation.
All right.
CDs.
Finally, from me, Bernard, the front page of the BNFT, Dubawa investigates allegations against ECG, Baumia, and Aptel. See what they found. Mahama vows no mercy for illegal miners. And this is a quote. GIPC realizes about $100 million in investments under GETP. IEA pushes for policy changes to maximize nation's resource wealth.
Okay. 3 from me. The New Republic. COVID fugitive nabbed in grand showdown. Dirty entanglement with NPP officialdom revisited. And NPP drugs drama. Accusations fly as past shadows present. NIB to summon former and current MD Saponyo over and others for inquiry into stolen ECG containers. We're told Mahama's approval rating saw this is an opinion poll. Daybreak newspaper this morning. An easy calm at GRA over NPP appointees at post. Iyoko chases corrupt elements at Ridge Hospital. Coming up, why a top security couple in the NPP government was denied shares in Haptel. And finally, the business analyst BOG engages Guta on macroeconomic stability and growth. Lands Minister tax PMMC to ensure mining sector operates effectively. Strategically repositioning Sankofa Gold Limited crucial. This is the MD. And Ridge Hospital again. Access Pharmacy pops up over alleged extortion of patients. Panic grips top officials as Yoko widens investigations.
I'll give you a few website headlines. Channel1news.com. Galamsey, deporting foreigners is wrong. Muntaka should reverse policy.
Great.
This is Ken Ashigbe.
Okay.
Also, former AG calls for independent body to appoint and remove CJs. Still on that level, Ansar Sari says Council of State may side with President on the CJ's fate. Meanwhile, the CJ herself has met the deadline for response to removal petition. In other stories, Vice President Opoku Agyemang begins 3-week medical leave. GIS, Ghana Immigration Service, false cocoa smuggling attempt at Bumpurugu. Hey! And then we need clarity on our employment status. Newly posted teachers to GES. Meanwhile, Sam Sinai says government is exploring exemption from Trump's 10% tariff after their meeting yesterday. If you go to TNR, citynewsroom.com, Chinese government prosecuting nationals deported from Ghana over Galamsey. Also, trade ministers to meet on April 14 over Trump's tariff. So these are African trade ministers. And then other headlines, GIS intercept 25 bags of smuggled cocoa beans at Bumpuru. I read this on a different website.
Yeah.
And then Adjoa Safo was informed of hearing postponement. This is NPP. Meanwhile, National Security discovers suspected stolen ECG cables and meter boxes in Takrady. My comment is that it seems to me as if these days, every major important thing that's done in our security is done by national security. Whether it's intercepting something that's smuggled or even breaking up some squabble in a house at Kanda, you need national security to do it. So my question is, where is the police? Where are other security agencies? Are national security the only people who can do all these things? I mean, it's great that they are working, but it seems like they have been in the news a lot. So there was the Saperman issue. Yeah. Then yesterday they went to catch some Nigerian guy. Now they've intercepted ECG things in Western region. So what are the other agencies doing? Or does national security mean that they are all working together?
Yeah, they're providing support.
Because it seems like now only national security is working, everybody else is sleeping. I don't know. My job, like Mahama orders full action on Trump tariff. Deputy Trade Minister reveals. Also, U.S. ambassador stand by 10% tariff on cocoa, according to the Deputy Trade Minister. And then AGI demands probe into ECG's illegal imports, which have gone missing. And then Standards Authority cracks down on dangerous paint products following Joy News expose. Lots of websites talking about the death of Sam P. Iyale, who is a former many things, former High Commissioner to India, former head of the Pensions Regulatory Authority, founder of the NDC Professionals Forum. That came as a surprise. If you go to GNA, Gold Board is economic game changer according to Atufosin. Blackwaters Ghanaian investments in Nigeria. And then let's be vigilant, increase surveillance for meningitis, Ghana Health Service. Then there's a very interesting one here, an apology at the airport for the locked door delays for passengers at KIA. So Ghana Airport Company is apologizing. This is Channel 1 News. After locked door delays passengers at KIA. So the door was not opening. It's a very interesting story. Let's get into the details.
Okay.
Transport Minister wants to talk about the
Okada?
Yes, let's start there.
Let's start from there then. So the front page of the Daily Graphic, then story by Juliet Safo. Persons willing to operate a commercial motorcycle or tricycle, popularly known as Okada, can only do so if they belong to a recognized tricycle transport union or employed by a licensed commercial motorcycle company. The provision to prohibit operations without belonging to a recognized union and need for riders to be at least 25 years of age is part of the new legislative instrument being drafted to amend the existing one, Road Traffic Regulations 2012. Speaking at a national stakeholder consultation in Accra yesterday on a draft LI 2180, the Minister of Transport, Joseph Bukari Nikbe, said the government was introducing a new licensing regime to enhance monitoring of commercial motorcycles and tricycles and ensure that operators met the necessary competency standards. So some of the provisions that have been proposed include a person shall not ride or operate a commercial motorcycle or tricycle unless that person is employed by or belongs to a licensed commercial motorcycle or tricycle transport union. These are some of the things that are coming into play.
All right, let me link that to roads then. Deterioration of 95 million euro at Gunang Kwanta Takwa Road worries Agboja. So the Minister for Roads and Highways, Gavin Kwame Agboja, has ordered an immediate investigation into the rapid deterioration of sections of the newly reconstructed 66-kilometer Takwa Agunang Kwanta Road. Now, during his inspection tour of major road projects in the Western region on Friday, he observed that sections of the 95 million euro project were deteriorating quickly. Now, the project minister, Mr. Joachim Ferraria, attributed the early deterioration to consistent overloading by heavy-duty trucks transporting manganese, bauxite, and other mining products. This led to a surprise visit by the minister and his team to the Pimenim axle load station, where about 5 trucks were arrested for overloading, some by as much as 20 tons. Addressing the media after the surprise visit, Mr. Agboja said there is no doubt that overloading is damaging our roads and the axle load program is quite problematic. He made the ministry, he said the ministry had already commissioned a 5-member committee to investigate the activities of the Axle Load program in the country to enable the government to improve the program's effectiveness and efficiency. So there are so many pictures here in the central spread of the
A couple of quick
Chronicle.
highlights. Construction resumes on Tema Aflao Road after months of delay. That started yesterday. We'll keep an eye on that development. Second big series of stories, the CJ has responded to the petition.
Yes.
Channel 1 News is reporting that CJ Gertrude Tokonu has officially responded to petition seeking her removal, adhering to the deadline established by the president. Sources confirm that the CJ submitted a written response to both the president and the Council of State ahead of the April 7, 2025 deadline. Now, President Mahama gave the Chief Justice 10 days to submit a preliminary response to 3 petitions calling for her removal from office. This followed a formal request by the CJ to the president for copies of the petition seeking her removal. Of course, if somebody accuses you, you need to know what they are accusing you of. We interviewed 2 lawyers on this, and 2 significant lawyers. So J. Ayuko is a former attorney general. He believes that the whole system for appointing and removing CJs needs to be looked at better because it's possibly subject to abuse. And then Kweku Ansah Sari, former director of Ghana School of Law, he says the Council of State may side with the sitting president on the basis of their leanings. So those are 2 opinions expressed on the matter.
Let's talk natural resources a bit.
Yes.
And I'll steal the daily graphic. So on mining, if you go to page 20 of the paper, we'll do mining and then we'll do logging.
I even have the response to the Interior Minister's deport.
Oh, okay. Then let me just do this one for you then. On page 20, Timothy Nyangbe writes that the government has initiated moves to stop issuing prospecting license for small-scale mining as part of measures to overhaul the mining sector. The Minister, Emmanuel Kufi-Boa, said rather than issuing prospecting licenses to prospective miners, which was open to abuse, the Ghana Geological Survey Authority would be resourced to undertake geological investigation for gold-rich lands, which would form the basis for the issuance of real licenses. So that is one story. Now, on logging, if you go to page 13 of the paper, again, Timothy Nyangbe, he's been very busy. Beginning June 15 this year, all timber products that will be exported from Ghana to the EU market must conform to the Forest Law Enforcement Governance and Trade License requirements. Although the move would make Ghana the first African country and the second in the world to meet the requirements, the opportunity risks fizzling out due to Parliament's failure to ratify the timber rights before rising last month. If the country fails to ratify the timber rights, all timber products leaving the country cannot enter the EU, the country's largest market for wood and wood products.
Meanwhile, Channel 1 News is reporting that deporting foreigners is wrong. Muntaka should reverse the policy. So Dr. Engineer Kenneth Ashigbe, convener of the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, has called on Interior Minister Muntaka Mohammed to reverse the government's policy of deporting foreign nationals involved in illegal mining, commonly referred to as Galamsey. Now, this follows Muntaka's emphasis on the government's resolve to immediately deport foreign nationals found engaged in the illegality. Speaking on the point of view yesterday, Ashigbe criticized the policy as both legally flawed and discriminatory. He expressed his concern about the policy's implications, stating the policy is so bad that I'm happy that today you've taken time to take the US through why it is so bad. Not only is it legally wrong, but people who do the same thing and expect different results are called a particular name. Now, there's another story here that is suggesting that when the people are deported to China, it doesn't end there. The government decision to deport foreign nationals involved in illegal mining and other crimes rather than prosecute them locally is drawing mixed reaction from sections of the public. So some Ghanaians have questioned why citizens involved in similar offences are prosecuted. Foreign nationals are repatriated. Citi News checks show that foreign nationals once deported are handed over to law enforcement in China or in their home countries for prosecution. Sources at the Ministry of Interior revealed that Ghana's foreign mission, including the embassy in China, monitor the legal proceedings closely and provide regular updates. I want the Interior Ministry to come and tell me this so we can ask them some questions. So whilst this story seems to suggest that it doesn't end with the deportation, that's not for... We also need to find out from the Chinese side, and our law is very clear, that when somebody is arrested for Galamsey, we changed the law in 2019. If they are a foreigner, they must be taken to court, tried and jailed. So until you change the law, you cannot push that policy. You follow me? So
you see, which is why I was telling you that Parliament, unfortunately, Parliament has risen But our parliamentarians need to ask the interior minister some questions on this. He needs to explain it.
Exactly. And the foreign minister has also jumped on the fray supporting this.
Yeah.
Now, Caleb, what do you have for us?
So let me take you to schools then. Stop taking exam fees in public basic schools, GES to school heads. The Ghana Education Service has warned public basic schools against demanding fees from students before allowing them to take exams. This directive follows concerns raised by EduWatch Africa, a non-governmental organization. It's actually a CSO.
Okay.
Over claims of school heads demanding payments of examination or printing fees from parents. Now, some school heads have been threatening to bar students from exams if their parents fail to comply with these unauthorized fees. EduWatch Africa describes this practice as illegal and unacceptable, emphasizing that the government is responsible for financing educational programs under the Free Compulsory Universal Education FQ policy. Now, in an interview with NADMO on Morning Star, acting director of GES, Professor Ernest Kofi Davis, reiterated that public basic schools are prohibited from charging students examination fees. He labeled such actions as unacceptable and warned that any head of school found violating the policy would face sanctions.
Let me take you to the Daily Guide on page 3. They report that about 30 armed security operatives have reportedly raided the residence of the ADC of former Vice President Dr. Mahmoudou Bawumia at Sapeman this Saturday. Yeah, Sapeman.
That sounds very close to where that thing was from.
Yes. The Saturday, April 5 raid was in the mode of previous ones visited on the residence of the governor of the BOG, Dr. Ernest Addison, and former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, with CCTV cameras disabled and recorders taken away. The victim of the latest raid of residences of former government officials is a senior police officer, Superintendent of Police Yakubu Ishaq, who was on duty with the former vice president outside Accra at the time of the raid. Narrating what befell him, the senior police officer said he was informed about the raid via WhatsApp by a friend around 6:14 p.m. on Saturday.
Meanwhile, National Security and GIS have been busy. National Security discovered suspected stolen ECG cables and meter boxes in Takrady. Western Regional Office of National Security uncovered a stockpile of electrical materials in an operation carried out at Kansawurodo, a suburb of Secondary Takrady Metropolis. The items were found in a hideout of an uncompleted building suspected to be linked to ECG. The discovery was made following a tip-off and led to the seizure of several valuable electrical components. Among the items recovered were, 46 cable drums, electrical switches, meters, meter cases, numerous iron angle bars, and other essential materials believed to be property of the ECG. A National Security operative, Hasim Tokonu, who led the operation, while speaking to Channel 1 News, after picking up the two suspects for questioning, revealed that the state and the locations where the items were found raised suspicions that they may be part of the missing ECG materials.
Wow.
Now, still on security, GIS intercepts 25 bags of smuggled cocoa beans at Bumpurugu. Immigration officials in the Bumpurugu Sector Command in Northeast intercepted 25 bags of cocoa beans being smuggled into neighboring Togo through an unapproved route. According to a statement issued the same yesterday, April 7, Reverend Edwin Ajete Doku, ACI officer in charge of the Bumpurugu Sector Command, said the interception occurred around 10 p.m. on Sunday, following again a tip-off. So the role of communities in security is very important.
Bernard,
two good stories.
Let me take you back a bit to the mining, because
what do you have there?
Because of the raft of stories regarding the Muntaka Mubarak policy that has come in, because on page 3 of the BNFT, and this is why we need an explanation, because there seems to be dissonance here. The president says no mercy for illegal miners, and this is the president. This was the launch of the Chamber of Miners thing, the China-Ghana Mining Chamber. Now, the quote attributed to him...
But he wasn't there physically.
He wasn't there. It was read on his behalf.
Okay.
Now, the speech says, we consider illegal mining as an act of economic sabotage, one that devastates livelihoods, poisons our waters, bodies, and degrades our lands and against our lands. Against this backdrop, he said there will be no leniency, no exception, and no comfort for those who flout the country's laws, regardless of nationality, political ties, or business clout, adding, the full force of our laws will be brought to bear.
Okay.
So this is the president?
This is the president.
So why is somebody else saying something different? Can you repeat what you just read?
The full force of the law will
irrespective of nationality.
political ties or business clout.
So why are the ministers in dissonance? Now the land minister is also saying that government will stop issuing prospecting license to small scale miners. You hinted on this already, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just adding this.
Right. So I bring you back to Ridge Hospital and Axis Pharmacy popping up over alleged extortion of patients, panic gripping top officials as Iyoko widens investigation. So details of the story says that there's a fresh twist to the ongoing saga at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, where some corrupt officials are scheming to remove the medical director, Reverend Dr. Ralph Amma, due to his anti-corruption campaign at the hospital. Now, a business analyst has stumbled upon an unusual occurrence where a private entity, that is Axis Pharmacy's specialized request form, raised a prescription for a surgical procedure at the Ridge Hospital, a public facility, contrary to the established procedure. If you continue to page 3, it says that in this case, the receipt issued to the patient was $7,000, raising questions about the currency of the transaction, transparency, conflict of interest, tax components on the receipt, among others. In this case, the receipt issued to the patient was $7,000, raising... a source at Ridge Hospital stated that Axis Pharmacies appears to be the preferred pharmacy of some top officials at Ridge Hospital, as it provides an easy avenue for them to exploit vulnerable patients.
Right.
The question is, who owns Axis Pharmacy and what is the connection with the hospital?
So this
More
is a series
details
of stories coming
Yeah,
up from the hospital. So it's I think it's the second day.
Yeah.
Clearly, there's something going on.
Yeah.
That
And
needs
then
to be
just a quick
investigated.
update on health. On the back page of the Daily Graphic, there's a new 40-bed facility to boost cancer care
Nice.
and treatment. It's called it's been built by an organization called the Lifeline for Childhood Cancer Ghana, and this will be in conjunction with the College Teaching Hospital. So
Now, Daily Guide has
you are
two
updated.
stories from the Air Med flight saga. Government video stage, according to Team Fojo. Then Akosi Assam Menu is also questioning Ofosu Kwachi over Air Med flight number.
Okay.
Those stories are on pages 3 and 4 of the Daily Guide newspaper.
Give me the Sampiale.
I'll give it to you shortly, but I just wanted to add also that still on airports and flights, the Ghana Airport Company is apologizing after locked door delays passengers at Kotoka. So the Ghana Airport Company issued a public apology following an operational hitch that left passengers stranded at the domestic arrival terminal of KIA on the morning of April 7. According to a press release, passengers arriving on Passion Flight 143 from Kumasi at 7:56 were unable to access the arrival hall due to a locked door at the main gate of Terminal 2. The unexpected situation caused inconvenience to several travelers who were left waiting outside the terminal. Now let's talk about who Sampiale. Sampiale is the former many things, former High Commissioner to India, founder of you can say the leader of the NDC Professionals Forum. I encountered him as the Director General of the National Pensions Regulatory Authority some years back when we organized a series of
I
events on
encountered
pensions.
him as a very famous resident of Dansoman.
Oh, he's a Dansoman man.
Back then in the day, if you were going to the Sniff Flat area, everybody uses his house. If you get to Sampiale's house,
And I think he
do
was
this.
a minister under Rawlings as well. So, I mean, he's a known public political figure. He's passed away. His death occurred on Sunday, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, and it generated a lot of outpouring. He was a nice guy. I mean, he likes wearing, he used to come on the big issue a lot, and he will wear his, I don't know, it's not a coolie hat, but he has his hat, this cowboy hat
he
he
wears,
likes wearing. You know, so they call him Comrade Sampiale, a champion of professionalism in politics, a key figure in Ghana's political development. He was a lawyer, served as deputy CEO of NPRA before being appointed Ghana's ambassador to India by John Mahama. So may his soul rest in peace. We wish his family the very best. And that's all we have time for. Business news is next.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
City Business News brought to you by EcoBank. Many Ghanaians don't know their money emergency number. Well, we have one for you. It's *770#. It's the new EcoBank money emergency number. Gives you instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility payments, airtime, and data purchases. So no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. Simply dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Ashika Caesar is here with the bulletin. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN Goil and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Coming up, local exporters worried over future of African Growth and Opportunity Act following position of a 10% tariff on imports by United States. Also coming up, agricultural sector players call for adequately resource implementation of the Feed Ghana program. And later, transport fares to remain stable. This is assurance from Transport Minister Joseph Bukari Nikpe. Let's settle for the details of our stories now. Local exporters are expressing concerns over the future of the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA, which was established by the United States to provide duty-free access for more than 5,000 products. This follows the imposition of a 10% tariff on imports from countries including Ghana by the U.S. government. Daniel Odumensa has more in this report.
The U.S. government's decision to impose a 10% tariff on Ghana's exports could deal a significant blow to companies that rely heavily on the U.S. market. Key sectors likely to be affected include agriculture and food processing, textiles, apparel, footwear and leather products, jewelry, mining and handicrafts. These products are currently eligible for duty-free access under the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA, which was established in May 2000 to provide eligible sub-Saharan African countries, including Ghana, with duty-free access to the U.S. market for over 5,000 goods. After completing the initial 15-year period of validity, AGOA legislation was extended on June 29, 2015 for another 10 years until 2025. With the legislation set to expire in September this year, products under AGOA are now at risk. As a result, the prices of these goods may rise due to the new tariff, further compounding the situation. This development has sparked concern within the industry, with economic analysts urging local trade partners of the U.S. to accelerate efforts to diversify exports within the African Continental Free Trade Area in order to mitigate the impact of the tariff. Additionally, the Association of Ghana Industries has stressed the need for Ghana to develop its own raw materials to reduce reliance on international suppliers.
That was a Business Desk report filed by Daniel Odu-Mensah. African trade ministers are set to meet on April 14 to discuss the new 10% tariff announced by U.S. President Donald Trump on imports from over 100 countries, including those in Africa. Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area, Wamkele Mene, says the decision serves as a wake-up call for the continent to strengthen internal trade systems and reduce reliance on external markets. Away from that, players within Ghana's agricultural value chain are calling on the government to ensure a well-coordinated and adequately resourced implementation of the Feed Ghana program, which is expected to be officially launched on April 11. The initiative, which forms part of broader efforts to enhance food security and job creation, is receiving increased attention from key industry players who believe its success hinges on strong policy direction, timely input supply, and stakeholder engagement. Speaking to City Business News, President of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Wepia Awal Adugwala, stressed the need for government to go beyond the announcement and ensure consistency in support for farmers.
The ministry should work closely with farmer-based organizations. There should be regular stakeholder engagement for us to see how we can implement this program together. There should be input support as we anticipate from government, and the input support should come on time. So this should be a departure from the planting for food and jobs, where normally the inputs are even coming, they don't come on time. Because farming, we are in farming, we are dealing with time. And if you look at most of our farmers, they are doing rain-fed agriculture, which means we depend a lot on the weather. We are also expected to see the farmer resource centers where we have access to mechanization services. All these should be made available.
You heard the president of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Wepia Awal Adugwala there. Now, the Transport Minister, Joseph Bukari Nikpe, has assured the public that transport fares will remain stable in the short term, despite recent drops in fuel prices. His comments come amid growing public expectation for a corresponding reduction in fares, especially after past pressures of transport fare hikes by transport operators. Joseph Bukari Nikpe explained that the ministry is in constant engagement with transport unions and any adjustment to fares are guided by a standard formula.
I am in constant touch with the unions, the transport operators and the unions. We have a formula in which we use to either increase or reduce prices, and we have not gotten there yet. We are in good touch, we are working together, and Ghanaians should be rest assured that prices will be kept for some time before any of the adjustments will be made.
Joseph Bukari Nikpe is Transport Minister. Now, a delegation from Citi FM and Channel 1 Television, led by Managing Director Samuel Atta Mensah, has paid a courtesy call on the Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Export-Import Bank, Ghana Exim Bank, Sylvester Mensah. The visit aims to strengthen ties between the media house and the bank, as well as to foster closer collaboration under the institution's new leadership. Acknowledging the existing relationship between the two entities, Samuel Atta Mensah expressed optimism about strengthening their collaboration moving forward.
We are here as a team from Channel 1 TV and Citi FM. First of all, to congratulate the new leadership of Ghana Exim Bank, led by your good self, Sylvester Mensah, and also to familiarize ourselves with the new management, as we believe is our duty. We've had a long-standing relationship with Exim Bank, and we think that this is a good opportunity for us to bridge the gaps that have existed and, if you like, strengthen the relationship. And I'm sure that with time, we'll find common grounds to work together to promote the very essence of your being. So thank you once again for admitting us into your space, and we hope that we have a fruitful conversation.
Samuel Atta Mensah is Managing Director of Citi FM and Channel 1 Television. On his part, Acting CEO of the Ghana Exim Bank, Sylvester Mensah, welcomed the delegation and outlined the bank's strategic direction over the next 4 years, including a focus on import substitution, with particular attention to crops that can reduce the country's reliance on foreign currency for food imports.
For the next 4 years, Exim Bank's focus is largely on, one, investing for employment. We are looking at investments that have a significant employment impact. We're also looking at increasing food production, and so we're also going to direct our efforts and our financial support for expanding food production. We also looking at import substitution as a way of addressing the large amounts of hard currency that go into imports. And so we are looking at supporting import substitution crops that will reduce the burden on our hard currency. We are looking at focusing on agro-processing within the chain of agri-business, the entire spectrum. We are looking at agro-processing. And that has been one of the key areas President John Dramani Mahama has hammered on over the years. Beyond that, we are looking at the garment or apparel subsector. This is an area that has a very short gestation period with a very high employment generation impact.
Sylvester Mensah is Acting CEO of the Ghana Exim Bank. Now let's have a quick market check on the currency board across some forex bureaus. The dollar is going for 15 cedis 50 pesos, the British pound for 19 cedis 50 pesos, and the euro 16 cedis 50 pesos. Remember that these are the rates being offered by the forex bureaus to the public. And that's all for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and Ecobank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really?
but your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Oh, jump on now. Go, the go. Ah, go me. At what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they boss my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go, the go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's I on your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, oh, cause you know it's I on your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, many wanna go. Anything you do, I live for you. Many want. If I believe I on your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I on your side, fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
After 7, time for kickoff. Edwin Kwaukofi here with all the juice you need to know in the world of sports. Kickoff proudly brought to you by Lesheho, Zonda Ghana, and Shell. Cheryl says the Don't Commit campaign has come to you because you deserve financial peace. Life comes with financial challenges, but with Cheryl, you don't have to face them alone. From now until April 30, 2025, we've reduced our interest rates just for you. Whether it's education, rent, or unexpected expenses, we've got the right loan to meet your needs. Simply WhatsApp or call Nana on 0270040799, 0270040733. Let's make life easier together. Act now before the offer ends. T's and C's apply. Cheryl, let's improve life. Zonda Ghana Limited is built in Ghana, serving Ghana. Shell says go well. And Edwin says good morning. He's kicking off with the sports. Mr. Kwakofi, good morning to you.
Good morning, Caleb. How are you
doing? Oh, I'm well. I'm good. I'm good.
I'm excited to bring our listeners kickoff. It's Tuesday morning. Welcome aboard to kickoff on the City Breakfast Show with me, Edwin Kwakofi. Kickoff is sponsored by Zonda GH. Shell go well, and Lesheho, let's improve life. Straight into the bulletin, and former Hearts of Oak captain Yao Amankwa Mreku has criticized the club's lack of an approved stadium to host its home games, calling it an indictment on the club's management. This season, Accra Hearts of Oak have shifted between multiple venues, starting at the University of Ghana Stadium before moving to the Tuba AstroTurf and now the Accra Sports Stadium. Amankwa Mreku stressed that it is long overdue for the club to plan and build a dedicated stadium where they can consistently play their home matches.
It's long overdue. It's long overdue, boss. It's long overdue. I can't afford Kotoko. I'll add Kotoko. 1911, 1935. Boss, it's long overdue. Boss, these three things are our club that we cherish so much in this country, right? Exactly. Please, when you go to Egypt, we have Ali, right? We have Zamalek. We have others. Can you please go to Tunisia? Tunisia, we have Esperance and others. And definitely, we have two teams that are like, we have a kind of this, rivalry, like like a Real Madrid and Barca. Please, can you tell me in any other country that these two teams wouldn't have their facilities? So it's not overdue, boss. It's not about heart. It's about heart and Kotoko. They have to make us proud in this country so that we can define and say that yes, this our biggest team. They are doing well.
Well, Amankwa Mreku also called for time and patience for under pressure head coach Abubakar Ouattara after Hearts of Oak's recent dip in form.
The coach has his problem to commit, or maybe error to commit. But then we should not apportion, or we should not blame the coach, even if a player has committed, an error. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we have a coach can do maybe not really bad substitution, but then maybe not that good. But then I don't know, the coaches, substitution that he has made, he still wants to do things better, right? The substitution is, for this substitution as a coach, is that your performance or a certain role or a certain strategy will be mounted, right? Yeah. Okay, so exactly. So if that substitution is made and then the player goes in and then he performs bad, you say the coach is bad. So for me, I don't understand these things. The coach he's human. Definitely he's bound to commit mistakes.
Those were the thoughts of former Hearts of Oak captain Yao Amankwa Mreku. Staying in the Ghana Premier League, where the GFA's disciplinary committee has charged Brekum Chelsea and Accra Lions for failing to conduct mandatory pre-match interviews ahead of their match day 26 fixture. According to the GFA, both clubs did not comply with the requirement for coaches and players to participate in pre-match media engagements, a breach of the association's media regulations. The clubs are expected to respond to the charges within the stipulated time as the disciplinary process proceeds. Let's take you to Morocco now, and here's some results from yesterday's games. Angola beats the Central African Republic 6-1, but despite the win, Angola are unable to qualify to the quarters. Mali have lost to Ivory Coast by 4-0. Tunisia beats Gambia by 2-1. Senegal were also 2-0 winners over Somalia. The stage is now set for the under-17 quarter-finals at the AFCON following the conclusion of the group stage. For the quarter-final matches on Thursday, Burkina Faso take on Zambia at 5 p.m. and later at 8 p.m. Morocco take on South Africa. On Friday, Cote d'Ivoire will take on the defending champion Senegal at 5 p.m. and at 8 p.m. on Friday, Tunisia face Mali. To some local basketball news, and the Secretary General of the Ghana Basketball Federation, Rafik Mohamed Atta, has pointed to Ghana's success at the 13th African Games as a major catalyst behind the organization of the 3x3 Hoop Rave Basketball Championship. The upcoming tournament takes place at the Trust Sports Emporium at Bukum from April 10 to April 12, with 42 senior high schools set to compete. Let's hear from Rafik Mohamed Arthur.
Since we played second at the African Games last year, we were thinking about how to unearth more talent so that we can keep doing our best at 3x3 basketball. So the executives had a meeting and we decided that, look, let's just do senior high schools, because I mean that's the lowest youth age for 3x3. That's the U18s. So we decided that yes, we should just have a national championship for senior high schools. So that's how we came about, and so we're on course to do the Hoop Rave competition.
Rafik Mohamed Arthur is the Secretary General of the Ghana Basketball Federation. Let's head to England now.
Cody out of the game, but Isaac takes them on. Backed up by Joe Linton, who can line up a shot here, and it's pushed out, and they get three. And we do see what Harvey Barnes does when he scores against his old club, which is not too much. He's obviously certainly didn't go for that forceful power that produced the winner against Brentford. That's the final whistle for the record. 760 minutes without a goal.
Well, Newcastle United coasted to a 3-0 win over sorry Leicester City last night to step up their Champions League charge and condemn the Foxes to an 8th straight Premier League defeat without a goal. Leicester, meanwhile, become the first side in the top 4 tiers of English football to lose 8 home league games in a row without finding the net, as they sit 15 points from safety with 7 games remaining. Here's Ruud van Nistelrooy, who's head coach of Leicester City, speaking after the loss to Newcastle.
Ruud, a difficult night. How do you try and summarise that one?
Yeah, again, it's a difficult night after difficult night. You lose the game in 30 minutes. I think the first or the second minute and 10th minute, then we don't give ourselves a chance to get a result like this.
It's a repeat of Wednesday when you're behind so early, and it just undoes all of the work you're probably prepared for ahead of the game.
I know, so it's difficult. You know, everybody's trying, everybody wants to do well, but then these situations happen, and it's terrible for everyone that's part of the club and is coming to support. To see your team after 30 minutes already lost the game.
That was Leicester City boss Ruud van Nistelrooy. Well, the 3 points for Eddie Howe's side, lifting them above Manchester City into 5th place in the Premier League and level on points with 4th place Chelsea, despite still having a game in hand. Here's what Eddie Howe had to say about the performance.
Eddie, well done. 4 games unbeaten, all competitions. Momentum is a big word spoken about in football. Have you got the momentum to achieve your final objective, do you sense, at this moment in time?
Yeah, well, I think we're in a good place. Today was always going to be a difficult game for us. But we started the game so strongly and put ourselves in a great position from that moment. I think it was a really good win for us. I don't think we played at our very best, but we're playing with a confidence and a feeling that we're in a good place, but we're going to need to be, because the next 3 games we've got coming up are really tough.
Just how crucial was the start, particularly here tonight, Did you have to show how ruthless you could be against a team that's struggling with a crowd that's very much seemingly turning against their team at this moment in time?
Well, I think you know going into the game that if you can start fast and get the first goal, it can have a massive influence on the game. And yeah, you're always looking to impose yourself, but we did that really well. The first goal I thought was of high quality. The move between Joe Linton's pass, Tino, Harvey Barnes, and then Tino's cross for Jacob was, I thought, first class.
You heard Newcastle boss Eddie Howe. Away from the pitch, a 20-year-old man has been charged with assault after Manchester City midfielder Jack Grealish was allegedly slapped following Sunday's 0-0 draw with rivals Manchester United. The Daily Mail reported that Grealish was confronted as he made his way off the pitch at Old Trafford following the goalless derby. The Greater Manchester Police announced in a statement on Monday that Alfie Holt of Haven Drive, Dalston, will appear at Manchester Magistrates Court on the 14th of July. Let's get to the Champions League now. So we have two games tonight in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. Starting off at the Emirates, another slip up in the Premier League this weekend, but Arsenal have to get their thoughts back on their most realistic chance of silverware this season in the UEFA Champions League. The Gunners are in the quarterfinals for a second successive season, but they will not have it easy as they take on Real Madrid. Here's Arsenal's Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, it'll mean a lot to us. You know, the first time the club's been in the Champions League quarterfinals back-to-back for a while now. So, yeah, tomorrow night we want to take the next step and try and get it over the line.
And what does it mean, the magic of Madrid?
Yeah, it's Madrid, you know, you have to respect that and accept what they've done in the history, but anything can happen. You know, we can't focus too much on that.
That was Arsenal forward Bukayo Saka. For Los Blancos, they have progressed from each of their last 12 UCL quarterfinals, having won their last 3 UCL away matches outside of Madrid, scoring exactly 3 goals each time. Here's Real Madrid goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois on facing the Gunners tonight.
No, I think we have a lot of respect for Arsenal. I have a lot of Arsenal friends, so of supporters, they're friends of fans of Arsenal. So obviously, I know they have been doing great. They've been close to winning a Premier League, and they're playing well. They had a young team with some experienced players. They have a good mix. They defend well. They can press high. They can defend in a low block. They're quick on the counter-attack. They have people who can score easily. Obviously, they have the set pieces. So we know it's a team hard to break down and a team that can score easily also. So we have a lot of respect for them. And yeah, we analyzed well how they play and where we can hopefully hurt them and where they cannot hurt us. So we hope on a great game. Obviously, we hope to win. And yeah, but I think Arsenal is doing great. And I guess it's a matter of time before they win another trophy. Hopefully, we can pass in the Champions League, but yeah, they are doing great.
That was Real Madrid goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois. There's one other game tonight, and it's at the Allianz Arena where Bayern Munich take on Inter Milan. And that's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff is powered by Shell. Shell Go Well, Zonda Ghana, and Leshehu. Let's improve life. I am Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avle continues.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
It's 7:30. The Money Matters segment by Petra is here for you to enjoy, and it's a segment we'll be bringing to you every morning from 7:30. Gives you some useful insights into the financial side of things. So the Money Matters segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matters segment with Petra. Imagine finding 50 cedis in an old bag. It feels like free money, right? Now, what if you could create that feeling on purpose? The secret is hiding your savings before spending. Every month, set aside a small amount, maybe 10% or more of your income, into a separate investment account before touching the rest. Over time, that hidden money piles up, and one day you will check your balance and feel like you just found a jackpot. With Petra here to help, your money stays safe, earns interest, and grows without effort. Save smart, stay consistent, and let your money work for you. Out of sight, out of temptation, but always working for you. Dial *447 *70# to speak to a financial advisor today.
That was the Money Matters segment brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
In the air, with the awesome cameras, why the party day? You awesome like Samsung Galaxy. Get out the way, get out the way. Make way for the boss. Get out the way, You need long-lasting battery life for this party. Take a picture, my sister. Boss. Choose a phone like a boss. Show me your Samsung Galaxy. Wait till this morning. Boss. Take a picture, my sister. Boss. Choose a phone like a boss. Show me your Samsung Galaxy. Then a baby mommy. Get out the way. Make way for the boss.
Attention all Ghanaian students in basic to senior high schools. Want to win 15,000 Ghana cedis? Join the Kofi A. Teria Good Citizenship Challenge now. Form a team of at least 5 students and embark on a community service initiative that will make a real difference. For more details, call 050-591-0960. The deadline to express your interest in this challenge is 24th April 2025.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302-246319 or 0302-246644. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
The City Breakfast Show. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Mami chen, mami bon, como bi.
come on, you know, you there. When you doing crop on Tassio, Odona, me on my own kutunu, Obia Reniwa, Obotun, as a summer dream.
Osuit na minchen, mami mpobun komobi, en komo nyinara nyide, obia nyiwo nyiwo se. Na minchen, mami mpobun komobi, en komo nyinara nyide, wasam nyemasa.
Semit unza mi yemumpo, metagin dosu umwa, why we are chichi mami nije. Baby, it's na minchen, mami mbon komubi, me komo nyinara nyide, meye wapieza mauta, wondo ashe mema.
Misi miriazi nyina mawo,
wonwe nije ashe mema.
That means don't you break my heart. Namichen, mami komobi, en komo nyinara nyide, obia nyiwo se. Namichen, mami komobi, en komo nyinara nyide, wasam nyemasa.
7:36 on the City Breakfast Show. So many things happening in our country this morning. But there's a quick one. Bernard, please extend my birthday wishes to my son, Yelsom Sedem Sanid, who turns 21 years today. Happy and blessed birthday to you, Yelsom. May God guide your steps for a fulfilling life. This is coming from your father. And Fred Idris from Accra. Good morning, team. Help me wish my husband, Edward Kojo Jason, head of recruitment at Zipline Recruitment in Accra, a belated happy birthday. And our daughter, Chantel Nshira Edwards of Brentford Academy of Radio, a happy birthday. Please tell them I love them and I wish them God's peace every day. Want to wish my brother, Richard Kwesi Prempe of Guel, Ghana, a happy birthday. From your sister, Rita at Oyibi. Bright Caller of GPH, happy special birthday to Emmanuel Adumaku Kwame and a brother. Wishing you more wins, greatness, strength, success, and joy. Keep shining. Your best days are still ahead of you. Good morning, team. Kindly wish my son Raymond Aramboli, a student of Corpus Christi Basic, a happy, blessed birthday. Keep soaring higher, my love. You've been a great blessing to all of us. My first fruit. From your brothers Makafui Elikem and your parents Mr. and Mrs. Boli to Raymond Aram Boli. We understand the unique journey of women in business, from juggling multiple responsibilities to navigating financial complexities and societal expectations. Your resilience and vision inspires. That's why we've created the She Business account, tailored to empower visionary women leaders like you. With collateral-free loans of up to 2 million cedis, insurance coverage, discounted loan interest rates, and capacity building programs, the She Business account is the banking solution for you. Visit the nearest ABSA branch or call 0302 429150 for more information. Your story matters, ABSA. There's a big event happening on Thursday. Indeed, a number of events I need to highlight this morning. The first one is the lecture by Ashesi University. And I think you guys will be interested in this one.
Okay.
The Center for Popular Culture at Ashesi invites you for a special lecture on the subject, Ghana's democracy only speaks English.
That's a brilliant topic.
I tell you, Ghana's democracy only speaks English. And it's happening Thursday, 3rd April. Actually, no, Thursday. It's not 3rd April. Forgive me. What's the Thursday? Today is what?
Today is 8th.
So it's
Thursday should be 10th.
Yes, I don't know why they've written 3rd here. British Council and lecture will be delivered by Professor Kwesi Yanka. Now, then there's another one. All right. So this is Kwesi Yanka, emeritus professor, speaking and explaining ideas of multilingual democracy and how language shapes leadership and inclusion in Ghana. All right.
Yeah.
Then the UPSC also has a public lecture, building a community court of justice that works for citizens of ECOWAS. Some reflections. Now, the speaker is Justice Edward Amakwa Sante, immediate past president of the ECOWAS Court of Justice. Did you know ECOWAS had a Court of Justice?
Yes.
Well, I didn't. So apparently they have a Court of Justice which a Ghanaian used to be the president of. And the guest of honor is Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Tokonu Saki. And this event is also on Thursday, 10th of April. The universities are doing some nice lectures. Then that's 3 p.m. prompt. And it's at the west wing of the Okofi Ohene Konedu Auditorium. Chairperson is the Foreign Minister, Okujetua Blakwa.
Oh, okay.
Then there's another one, Professor Kweku Apia Edu, who is the immediate past policy advisor for the vice president, so the former vice president. He is giving his inaugural lecture at the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, but that's on 8th May. And his topic is harnessing technology for transformative monitoring and evaluation, a framework for sustainable development. So Professor Kweku Apia Edu is a fellow of the Academy, professor of strategy and policy, and a management consultant. So that's at the Kwame Nkrumah Auditorium of Academy on the 8th of May. So those of you who are looking for food for your mind, you want to check out Professor Kwesi Yanka Thursday.
Yeah, that one I'll check out.
And then the ECOWAS one at UPSA as well. And then of course Professor Pia Edu. So those are some events for you to take part in. Now when it comes to sport, don't just watch, feel every moment of passion like a true football fan. From conducting every pass, analyzing every play, and celebrating every goal like it's your own. We're talking paying with your MasterCard. From now till 30th April, you can win an all-expense paid 3-day viewing experience of the UEFA Champions League final for you and your friends at the Aqua Safari Resort. For more, go to priceless.com/UEFA Africa. Terms and conditions apply. And SG Ghana is giving away lots of amazing prizes, including a brand new luxurious Toyota RAV4 Adventure in the SG Ghana Deposit and Drive promo. Simply deposit 500 cedis or multiples of it in your account, and you could win big. Non-customers can also open an account to participate. This is until 30th May. Prizes include trips to Singapore or Dubai. Home appliances can be won. And there's also a brand new Toyota RAV4, which I know somebody could use. The more you deposit, the better your chances of winning. So join the SG Ghana Deposit and Drive promo. Caleb, why are you looking at me? Visit your nearest branch or call 0302214314. This promo is regulated by NLA. Is your insurance company fixing your car?
No, so it's the guy's fault. So his people are doing that now. I'm expecting estimates today because we only told the car from the police to the mechanics on Saturday. You know, when the car is at the police like that, you need to, even though it's damaged, you need to get DVLA to go and test the car. They'll give a report to the police before the police will release the car to you, the one who was not at fault.
I
so
see.
until yours gets fixed.
Let's use your case as a test case of a number of things. The effectiveness of the police, whether insurance actually works in Ghana, whether people are honest, and how mechanics behave.
It's stressful.
All of that in this,
It's been a lot of
So who did the estimate?
In terms of the...
For what needs to be done in the car? Is it your mechanic?
Yes, so your mechanics...
But that's the problem, right? Why don't we have like a garage where they would give you a proper... I feel like our mechanics are too arbitrary. It's like the informatics doesn't help.
It's scary.
You know, like you could go... Fine, a mechanic can look at your car and tell you that you need to repair this or that and give you some quote. But there's no way of verifying.
But it is scary.
But whereas you get it, if there's a company with a reputation, maybe Aloski Motors, you go, they will do their diagnosis, then they'll issue a report. And that report, you can let somebody else check. You know, we need to improve honesty in our society so that we can get these things done. Because a mechanic will look at your face, Godfred, Citi.
Oscar.
6,000. Then you look at somebody else and say, oh, this one 3,500 away, Juma. So, and sometimes you say, oh, it's because he wants to buy you fresh spare parts, but he wants to buy, like, it's too much.
Everyone to nothing there.
And they say you need about 3 estimates because then the welder will look at the fender, the bumper, and all of those other things, lower arm. Then the electrician will also come and look at electrical things. Then the mechanic will come and look. So, but
the insurance company will pay. His insurance company.
And it's third party, so they will
hold on. The guy who was at fault, he had third party insurance.
He had third party
But that's cool.
insurance.
That means that his insurance company will take care of you, the third party.
Yes.
Because in that agreement, he and his insurance company are the two.
Yes.
So you are the third party, so you are covered.
Yeah.
So his car, he needs to repair with his own money.
But I'm trying to draw attention to the fact that there's a limit to the third party too. It's only taking care of the cost to 6,000 cedis. Beyond that, it's up to you. Yeah.
But your car is also insured. So your insurance company is also.
No, but your insurance. I mean,
but you get it. Okay,
that's the point. If you have comprehensive, then you can take care of
but
it.
You have
even
comprehensive. You should. As a man of your age and your standing in society, he can have his third party to join the 6K. Then you have yours to join. Then you add it.
You say.
But also, what I'm saying is that we are supposed to do comprehensive insurance for a rainy day, right? So even if the other party does third party and he's at fault, his third party guy will pay for your cost, and your comprehensive can add to what he pays.
That's the ideal situation.
Sorry, please. What does me? I'm not me. I don't understand these things that well. I only know that comprehensive is everything. What does third party actually mean?
Your life is comprehensive.
So there are two parties in any agreement. The agreement is between the insurance company and you. So if something happens to your car, the company has committed to pay if you pay a premium. So the way insurance works is basically pricing risk. So we look at you and the way you drive. If you drink alcohol, you are not serious in life, we'll raise your risk premium. If you are like me, you don't like too much risk, we'll have a low risk premium.
Why did you point at me when you said that?
No, it's just,
do you want to understand it?
I want to understand.
So now, that premium you pay, a lot of people pay the same, different premiums. Yeah. So the whole concept of insurance is that Godfred, Bernard, Caleb, and you all pay. Yeah. But Caleb had an accident. And now everybody can have an accident every day. So based on some calculations that actuaries do, Caleb's payment of maybe 600 cedis per year can mean that because we've all paid different premiums, if he needs 6,000 to fix his car, he gets it. The company is able to give it to him. So that's number one.
I get that part.
Now let's go to the
third party part.
So basically, the insurance agreement between me, Caleb, and his company. All right. So again, what the law says is that if he insures his car comprehensively, if there's an accident, there, of course, the company will have to prove that he was not being reckless. So there are certain things Caleb should not be doing, so he can trigger the insurance. So he's driving, somebody hits him, or by an accident, something happens, slippery road, night, or whatever, an act of God. Then the car gets damaged. The company commits to pay for the repair of the car. That's based on the insurance he pays, because he can insure his car to a point that if the car gets bent, they can even replace the car. So there are different things you can do. You can insure your tire, you can insure the whole car, you can insure the car against somebody even stealing it. Now the problem is that because a lot of people are not honest, insurance companies also have to protect themselves. So now they put in all these clauses which are like this fine print to then ascertain and validate what actually happened. So you need a police report to be sure that somebody is not wantonly burning his own car because he wants to trigger insurance. Yeah. Now, so that's basic insurance, comprehensive. Now, third party means that you don't have to pay a lot of money. I don't even know if they still do third party. They still do. So basically, Caleb is saying, you know what, when I have an incident with somebody, commit to pay for
the damage done to the other person.
Third party. Because I may not have money to pay what I do to damage the other person's car.
I can sort my car.
I'll sort myself out. I don't want you to worry about my car. So if I come and hit your car, because your car may be a Lexus and it's too expensive for me, I'm insuring against that. But they are now saying that even that third party is only 6,000 cedis maximum based on the premium he was paying. So the more the premium, the more that is paid.
Okay, I wanted to. Is a third party? I didn't understand.
But also brings up the question, like, why can't we lease cars here?
A lot of industries don't work because Ghanaians are not honest. A lot of
because like Caleb can go and lease a car.
Godfred, you can't crave. You see,
his small points.
The issue,
all of us, we can't buy new cars.
Is what makes business difficult in Ghana. This mechanic issue, almost all of us mechanics have cheated us, and there's no way of verifying. So when you have one trusted guy, you use him all the time. And meanwhile, he's even cheating. You don't know.
He's killing us. He's not cheating. He's killing us.
Anyway, let me bring you two things. So this morning, there's actually a very big story on the horizon. The attempt to remove the Chief Justice. Now, background, somewhere in the dying embers of the last admin, somebody sent a petition to President Akufo-Addo to have the Chief Justice removed for certain things. The president at the time did not think there was enough evidence on the face of it to even merit the matter being referred to anybody, so it was dismissed. All right. Now, this new president has come, and 3 petitions, we are told, have been filed for her removal. Right. So that's what we know on the face of it. But in the interviews I'm going to air for you, you hear two experienced lawyers saying that we know how these things work. So generally, sometimes administrations may want to remove a CJ because they didn't appoint them. Or some people who do not like the CJ for whatever reason will say that because it's a new government, we want to remove the CJ. And then they will trigger this. So Umaru Sanda Amadu has been speaking to Kweku Ansansari, who is the former director of the Ghana School of Law and the founder of Montcrest University. Then Frema Edo has been speaking to J. Aikwe Otu, a former AG, just for their perspectives on what is happening and what should happen. I'm going to air you that before taking social media trend. So let's hear Ansansari speaking to Sanda on this very, very serious matter.
The guidelines under the 146 to NA are quite clear, and all of us are bound by. Now, my fear, on the issue of transparency is this, and I stand to be corrected. Our president, the previous president, have always acted, in accordance with their own whims and caprices and what their partyful soldiers require, of them to do. That has been wrong. But, it doesn't mean, therefore, that President John Dramani Mahama must, be persuaded, by bad, previous presidents. Not at all. But let me just give you, an instance. When Charlotte Osei, was to be removed, the former president set up a committee, and because it was the electoral commissioner then, the mantle fell on the Chief Justice. Who was then the Chief Justice? Chief Justice Sofa Kufu. And that committee recommended, the dismissal of, Charlotte Osei. So for me, it doesn't matter, if the president desires a certain, pathway. That is what, the committee will do, for the president. I sincerely, I don't see that members of the Council of State are going to, object, strongly if it is the president's wish that the Chief Justice should be sacked. All of them, I believe, will dance according to the presidential tune and will sack it. Whether it is objective or subjective is not for me to answer. But, as far as I'm concerned, in that, light, I'll say that there is no transparency because I'm guided by what was done in the case of Charlotte Osei. No mean a person, than the Chief Justice. Now, all of us, as Ghanaians, or majority of us at the time, thought that, everything was wrong with the establishment of the Charlotte Osei committee, and we reasonably expected that since the Chief Justice belonged to an arm of, government that whose independence had been guaranteed, then that committee under her chairpersonship to do the right. Charlotte Osei was dismissed, nevertheless, together with two of her deputies. So this has been the customary tune that we are known to be singing. That has been the tradition of this country. So as far as transparency, the word transparency is concerned, the meaning of transparency then becomes, subjective from the perspective of the person who is using the word, transparency. If we were to be transparent, most of these things, I tell you, would not go too far.
Very well.
But transparency is one thing. Acting, by the operators is another thing. If a petition had been submitted in December and the petition had been dealt with, and as a public, as a nation, we are not being told, or we've not been told, whether the determination of the first petition by the former president, was in accordance with legality or non-legality. Nobody knows. And then 3 more petitions come. What does that suggest? It means that there is a hidden agenda, to remove the Chief Justice. Now, in 1968, when the Akufo-Addo Constitutional Commission, submitted their proposals, they made it quite clear that as far as the relationship of the legislature and executive, was concerned, they expected that relationship to be a respectful one. But then they were quite sure that having regard to our past history, the judiciary would be left, to chart its own, course and develop a jurisprudence around the judiciary that would make it difficult for any president to come and remove the Chief Justice the way Kwame Nkrumah did in the case of the Akokosa and Sakode Addo. But today, what happened in 1959 and 1960 and 1964 is playing out. We want to remove the Chief Justice. Why? Because of a crime she had committed. What crime? The crime of being appointed by a former president. Is that what the Constitution has done? No. But that is what everyone, is seeing. And no one is speaking, against it. And if the Chief Justice were to be subjected, all our Chief Justices were to be subjected, to these kinds, of undignified ethics as Chief Justice, one day, no one will be keen, to accept the position of office of the Chief Justice.
Okay.
Why is it that when it comes to the removal of the president, the procedure is so tight? When it comes to the removal of the speaker, the procedure is so tight. But when it comes to the removal of the Chief Justice, it is anybody. It becomes, football game, between, the president and members of the Council of State.
So based on what you are saying, it would be fair for me to presume that if Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh were listening to us, you would tell him to consider that particular provision in the Constitution during this amendment process.
Sure.
Very well.
So that was Kweku Ansansari, a former director of the Ghana School of Law. Still on this matter, a former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, J. Aikwe Otu, is urging the Constitutional Review Committee to revisit constitutional provisions that give the President the authority to appoint and remove the Chief Justice. His comments, of course, follow the CJ's response to petitions seeking a removal. He was speaking to Frema Edunyame.
The person is entitled at least to be given an opportunity, to respond to whatever concerns someone has raised. And it was repeated in a Tiger IP case. So the procedure is that otherwise, if the president receives the petition, then he would proceed to determine the prima facie case. He will straight away set up the 5-member committee. But in determining prima facie, he would not have gotten to have any idea of what the response would have been. So that has been the position. We have followed it. The president has followed it. The Chief Justice demanded. The president said, well, you spoke even too early. We were coming to give it to you. Whether it is a political thought is another matter. But it has been given. So now let them consider whatever the prima facie case, and then we'll take it from there.
Right, so the case at the Supreme Court, is it moot?
Well, there are two schools of thought. If that is likely to recur, then the Supreme Court can say, let's still go ahead, although the matter has somehow been resolved, because next time a similar matter will get up. So if we decide on it once and for all, that is better. If the Supreme Court takes the view that the thing has become moot, so there's nothing to talk about anymore, then that also ends the matter. So this is the thing. There are two schools of thought. One is of the opinion that the matter can recur because we are human beings and we have different personalities at every point in time. So for this one, we have resolved the matter. Next time another person comes and he wants to repeat the same thing, after all, look at the Supreme Court directive that, managing directors, chief executives of state-owned enterprises and the rest, where government is only a part shareholder, government should not come and sack people. And they have continued doing that, although the Supreme Court has said it's not proper. Leave the people there. They were recommended to the shareholders. The shareholders approved them. So it's not like government appointing them. Look at the SIC woman's case, for example. They kept on disturbing the woman. The woman had to give in and to resign. Meanwhile, there has been a Supreme Court ruling on the matter. So perhaps if it is done and then they clarify the situation once and for all, going forward in such a matter, because then there will be a guiding principle instead of saying that the thing has become moot, so let's forget about it. So it all depends upon which school of thought they would like to follow when they.
Very well. So how will the determination of the prima facie now unfold, given that the Council of State had already begun deliberating on the petitions prior to the Chief Justice's response?
Oh, I don't think they started anything as yet. Just when we heard the news, then the Chief Justice demanded it. So, yes, perhaps the matter was referred to them. But once the Chief Justice demanded, I hope as honorable people, they would have put a stop to it. So now they have to take this response into consideration.
Yeah, Ikotu speaking there. It's a matter that is unfolding. More details on this coming up in subsequent programming. Later this morning, the DG of the NADMO will be joining us to talk about their preparedness and our preparedness for what appears to be a busy season of rains. What do they actually do? Do they just wait for rains to come and distribute rice? Or do they have a more cogent plan to not just manage but even prevent certain kinds of disasters? Is it even possible to prevent a disaster? So the question is, a disaster human engineered or is it natural? Or they are different kinds. We'll be discussing all of that when we come back. Send us your questions and your comments. Lots of you are commenting on insurance though. It looks like Caleb's situation. Caleb, fall on your own sword.
Bernard, so Kofi Okwampakoto says, I like the discussion you guys are having on insurance. You guys are right. You're doing very well. Third-party property damage limit is now 8,000, but you can buy additional cover. Better talk to an insurance broker before buying insurance. It will save you all the talking. Thank you. Daniel from Accra says, part of my car got stolen at my mechanic shop with 100% comprehensive. Enterprise Insurance is saying, I should let the shop take care of the loss. The funny thing is the mechanic is a Togolese and has since left the shop and his lines don't go through. Why did I transfer my risks to an insurance company then? They are now quoting a policy they did not disclose to me and I don't intend leaving the issue. Okay, so Jones Adoboy says, insurance companies in Ghana, okay, you think they are ripping Ghanaians off. The system is so complex. Just as you are arrested without the correct documents, they should also see to it that you get the benefit of what you are paying for. This one says,
Good morning.
Good morning. A police CID jumped a red light and hit my car. A policeman was driving a Togo registered car and unfortunately his insurance expired 5 years ago.
A policeman?
A policeman. I had comprehensive insurance, but the total cost cannot fix my damage. The car has been written off. The insurance companies should ensure the law enforcement officers also have insurance.
How do law enforcement not enforce their own law? They don't have a valid license, oh my God.
You said 5 years.
5 years insurance, and it's a law enforcement.
But you see, I think this goes to some of the things you talk about when you talk about leadership. That people feel that when they're in certain positions, they're above the law.
That's the problem.
When it's if it's me and my insurance expired yesterday,
the police will catch you and
they'll tell me that you are going to station straight. But
when it's them,
they salute each other when they are going.
I found out something interesting when I went to check on the car at the police station. There was a Toyota Land Cruiser that had parked. It had just had a crash. Someone had hit the back. And the police was telling me that that vehicle was a government vehicle. It's 2024. And guess what? It's insured third party. And this is a
government
Toyota
vehicle.
Land Cruiser, yes. And he actually confided in me that a lot of these vehicles are third party. I don't know why we spend $120,000 to buy a Land Cruiser and then it's third party.
We can't insure it properly.
I don't
Well, government, police do the right thing. All right, take and show me that trends next brought to us.
It's brought to us by Telecel and First Bank Ghana. Telecel says if you're looking for the best value, data and voice offers that are tailored to your unique needs, Telecel understands everyone has their own preference. That's why we have the unbeatable Made For Me bundles made just for you. The Made For Me bundles are affordable, customized data and voice packages personalized for you. Now simply dial *530# or download the Telecel Play app to subscribe to your special Made For Me bundle. Telecel, connecting energies. And if you're sending money to Nigeria, Gambia, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Kenya, Djibouti, Zambia and Zimbabwe, it's so easy, convenient and exciting. We do that through the Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems PAPS, and I'm talking about First Bank Ghana. We do all these for you. Just visit us with your cash in any of our branches across the country and your money is transferred in no time. In order to receive money, you will need an account with us. Just call 0596 921 921 to find out more. First Bank, you first.
Susu Graham is joining us. What is trending this morning?
Well, a lot of very interesting trends. So let me start with the sports as always, but it's not about the past games, it's about the future games.
All right.
So Saka and Rodrigo are trending.
Saka, imagine Saka after his injury still has 10 assists. Still the second highest assist after almost 6 months out of the game.
So Bukayo Saka was asked in an interview whether he feels that he's on Mbappe and Vinicius' level, whether they are ahead of him. And he kind of said that he doesn't see that there's players ahead of him. And it's become a debate. And because he and Rodrigo kind of played the same position, they are being compared. So it's brought out some comparisons. And funnily enough, people on Rodrigo's case that this guy, he's, people overrate him. He doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. So a very interesting Saka-Rodrigo
I would
comparison.
say that definitely Vinicius and Mbappe are ahead of Saka because they are both ambidextrous. Saka is just too left-footed. But I think Saka has something to say about Rodrigo because Rodrigo, I don't think is that great. He just happens to play for a very good team and he's from a good football culture. But I feel like Saka and Rodrigo are not too far apart. But Vinicius on a different level. That you can say because he's done at a high level, Champions League final.
So ahead of the Arsenal Real Madrid game, they've
I actually want Arsenal to win.
They've been doing combined 11s and things. All of these things have been coming up. Whether Saka and so a lot of they do this kind of content before games. Like I saw one where they asked Steve McManaman which. So they will say Raya or Courtois. Then he picks one.
Hey, Courtois every day.
No, I'm just giving an example. And they go through
Courtois every day.
And then they go through the 11.
But I think Arsenal's defense would do well in that combined 11. If Gabriel had not been injured, he and Saliba have done really well in the back four.
I agree.
And then I think in Arsenal, Odegaard probably will find a way in the midfield.
Not this season, but I generally, this season, I think maybe he just had a kid. Maybe he's not been sleeping. Maybe he's been waking up to.
If you have a kid, you sleep.
Did Partey find his way into that 11? Because the Real Madrid central midfield, they don't.
Kamavinga and Tchouaméni.
Over Partey.
Are you sick?
Over Partey.
I rate them.
You can add Kamavinga and Tchouaméni.
But I think Arsenal.
And this is not Ghana sentiment.
Maybe if it was 2 years ago, I agree. But right now, Partey, because he can't run.
He can't run, saying.
I'm not sure. But he's right now.
No, it's not about athleticism here. It's about
positioning.
The position. You think that if you had a choice between Kamavinga in central midfield today, not 2 years ago, now to play one game, and you had a choice between Kamavinga and Partey in that role, you would pick Kamavinga over Partey.
I would.
Why?
I think Kamavinga is better.
At what?
Winning the ball back.
At running, that's all.
And when he wins the ball, what will he do with it?
His passing is okay. Partey is a better passer. I don't disagree. But I would think
Kamavinga has not yet come close to Partey's understanding of that role.
At all.
Maybe me, I like more fast-paced football, so the athleticism matters more to me. That's it.
Next trend. But today Arsenal is playing, right?
Yes, I believe they are playing
against at home or away.
I'm not sure. I have to check that one.
But I'm picking Real Madrid over there. Real Madrid, the Champions League.
No, I think Arsenal has something. They won't lose. They probably draw.
You see, my whole thing about the way people are talking about this time is people are talking about it like Arsenal can't win, which is why I don't like.
Because I'm a striker.
I still think. But have you seen Real Madrid? Sometimes when they are playing, you are wondering whether Ancelotti is just.
Anyway, Arsenal say don't jinx it for us. So you let it be low key so that when they win to be a surprise.
Real Madrid Champions League soon.
I know, but there's one team they never beaten in the Champions League. Arsenal.
It's at home. Arsenal is at home.
But they've also never beaten Arsenal in the Champions League. So there's that.
So it's going to be a good
one. So and some small unfortunate news. Ghanaian winger Ernest Nuama tore his ACL. So very unfortunate. His season seemed to have just been starting, and that's a big one. And especially considering that they have a big Europa League tie with him. Manchester United coming up. Lyon would have needed him, so that's very sad.
So that's like for another 6 months or more.
Yes. So Madam Sarah Adrasafo is in the trends. Yes. Her disciplinary hearing, which was postponed, she still showed up, and that's what's creating the controversy because she claims she was not informed, that no one told her that there was a postponement. So she went to the MPP headquarters for her hearing and said that how come there's no, she was kind of, she felt that why.
So but all the people who showed up too didn't hear that there was no hearing.
No, but they were at the head office. So they were there.
No.
But there was a crowd though. It's like a supporters.
The crowd that was there. They didn't hear that the hearing was
she's a lawyer, so she needs to be lawyers. You can't act on the basis of hearsay.
No. I'm not even saying that. I don't have any information contrary to what she's saying. I'm just saying that for a hearing that had been postponed,
and she's saying that
the crowd was vibrant.
The postponement was not communicated to her.
He said no one told her. So
because if she hadn't gone, they could have said she didn't show up.
They are playing chess and checkers.
So actually, anyway, what else?
And Ahmed is still trending.
The aircraft.
Yes. So Reverend Intim Fojo was on Good Evening Ghana last night, where he broke down some of the issues around the Ahmed. I think, can we call it a scandal?
So there are two aircrafts actually.
Yes, the two Ahmed aircraft. Can we call it a scandal? Is scandal the right word?
Yeah, you can.
Or controversy. Let's say controversy around the Ahmed controversy. He broke down some things. There's also an article by Fact Check Ghana, which kind of assesses his claims, assesses the claims of the I think right now he's the Minister for Government Communication.
Yes. And if you watch that fact check carefully, I think they corroborate more of what Intim Fojo says than what Felix Kwachi says. In some of them, they said they were not able to ascertain the data. But for some of them, for example, the claim by Kwachi that the flight came through Angola to Accra, they said they couldn't verify that.
I think he got it wrong. I think it went to Angola after. I think that's where it was meant to go. So
and there were a couple of other points where he said things which they could not find, and they were careful to say ones that they had information to verify and the ones they could not. So it's a pretty good.
And that's very important for fact checking. So as Citi Verify, we know that sometimes you can see something, you can look, you won't find it because it cannot be available. Even some of the pictures he posted, it's difficult to corroborate whether they are real or not because you need advanced tools to see whether it's photos. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this.
You need resources to actually do good fact checking.
Yeah, a lot of resources.
But basic fact checking should be done by all of us.
Oh, of course. And the basic fact check is the flight came from where it came, as Reverend Intim Fojo said. It came from where it came to where it came, and it delayed. That one there, no one is denying that. But the other stuff is what's in contention. And Pigeon is trending, and this is a very interesting one.
Why?
So transfer aggregator Supremo Fabrizio Romano tweeted in Pigeon.
Are you kidding me?
So what happened was clearly, a lot of these accounts, they use different accounts to source their information. So he clearly sourced his information from a Man United in Pigeon account concerning Anthony.
He stole it.
So, I think because they did the translation, he got the quotes from them and they translated into Pigeon for their audience because the quote was about the Robert T. sporting director of football, talking about how much they want to buy Anthony. So, because it was done for the Pigeon audience, it was written in Pigeon. So Fabrizio took that and put it in his tweet. So the first paragraph of his tweet was written in Pigeon. So people were wondering when Fabrizio learned how to speak Pigeon. So that was a very funny kind of thing that happened, and people were just laughing about it. So very interesting one there. But it looks like Anthony is really impressing.
Well, sometimes you need the right environment to do well. So see how it goes.
So and in tech news, this one we are doing biotech today. Today we are doing biotech because a company in Dallas, Texas, known as Colossal Biosciences, claim they have revived the dire wolf. So the dire wolf is a species of wolf that went extinct 12,500 years ago per estimates. And they have done some gene editing, implanted an embryo into a wolf, which is the dire wolf's closest relative, and created new puppies, which they claim are dire wolves and have revived the species. So they are claiming that they are also working on reviving the mammoth, the woolly mammoth, the dodo bird, and the Tasmanian tiger. So
these are extinct creatures.
Yes, so they feel that with biotechnology and gene editing,
sure
they can revive
Jurassic Park.
That's
right
exactly. That's
Jurassic Park right there.
It's basically they are basically doing Jurassic Park in real
Creating a
life.
dinosaur that will can chase all of us.
Well, I mean, I like the Jurassic Park movies. If they do the park right, I think it would be a fun experience.
I actually read the book before I watched the movie, and the book was that scary.
Yeah.
I mean, reading the book in itself was crazy.
Yeah, when I found out it was a book, I was surprised. Because as a kid, it was a movie me and my cousins watched a lot. Jurassic Park, the original one.
I actually read it first in the book before.
Very good. So now they are bringing animals back. So it's very interesting to see where this goes and what the applications are. But like they said, they are working on it, and there's been lots of controversy because they feel like some people feel like man is playing God and that kind of stuff. There's also controversy about whether it's a true direwolf because editing their genes is not necessarily the same because a direwolf also has to behave in a certain way. Where are these direwolf puppies going to learn how to be direwolves?
I don't know what a direwolf is.
Yeah, so that's why I say it's an extinct species of wolf that lived in North America, I believe, about, like they said, it went extinct 12,500 years ago. So this is before written records. So they've only found bones, maybe some cave art, that kind of stuff. So very interesting stuff.
People are using their science to advance things.
Yeah, all I would say on this particular advancement is Adani Best is waiting for the more
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Wouldn't we say to bank it, no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed do I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Auntie, mami fufuo 20 Ghana. Me pe fufuo ne nkwan kwa. Sisi a sene Ghana akone de ya bonu 010. Meme wanu ni. Telecel de. Yenim so bia ne ne ope. Enu nti ne ya made for me bundles. Ya data ne call packages are F4. Ne ya ma won kwa. Made for me bundles. Send you we need je ho. But *530# na top made for me bundles. Sisi a.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Ago. Amen. We are gathered here to discuss the funeral plans of Fifi. As we have always done, the children will take the caskets, siblings take the catering, while nieces and nephews will take the...
Wafa, may I please speak?
Go ahead, Aaron.
I signed Daddy up on a family care funeral trust prepaid plan. They will be providing us with everything we need, from caskets, hearse, canopies and decorations, among many others. Yes, they will provide food and drinks as well. That's such a relief.
Don't let you or your loved one's funeral become another emergency family meeting. Plan ahead. Call or WhatsApp us on 026 26 26 181 or visit our website at familycaretrust.com. Family Care, today's wisdom, tomorrow's peace of mind. Underwritten by Metropolitan Life Insurance Ghana Limited. TNC supply.
Mommy, the Nido.
Hello. Please add a pack of Nido.
Sure. Sister, is that your daughter?
Yes.
The last time she came to buy Nido by herself, and I forgot to collect my money.
Oh, sorry. I'll pay today.
Don't be sorry. She made sure to remind me. I love her honesty. So well done.
Oh, thank you. Confident, curious kids will change our world. Nido is specially formulated with iron, vitamin C, and A. Nido, your love, their future.
This advert is FDA approved. Where do your hopes and dreams take flight? The money you've earned, the future shining bright. At Petra, we're not just here for your retirement plan. We are here for the life you've imagined and then some. From your child's education to your dream home's door, will help you achieve what you're striving for. Petra is here, steady and strong. Your wealth in safe hands, where it belongs. With investments that grow at rates that compete, We build your future with every heartbeat. That's Petra, your partner. Come joy or strife, guiding you toward the dreams that define your life. For your pensions, investments, loans, and more, visit our website at petraonline.com or dial *447 *70#. Petra, achieve more.
Put your phones in the air. Wave your awesome cameras. While the party's dead, you boss like Samsung Galaxy. Get out the way, get out the way. Make way for the boss. Get out the way, You need long-lasting battery life for this party. Take a picture, my sister. Boss. Choose a phone like a boss. Show me your Samsung Galaxy. Wait till this morning. Boss. Take a picture, my sister. Boss. Choose a phone like a boss. Show me your Samsung Galaxy. Then a baby man. Boss. Get out the way. Make way for the boss.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
20 minutes past 8, City Breakfast Show. We're live here in Accra. Before our next interview, a quick few announcements.
Yes, please. We all want a little more sleep before the alarm goes off, a little more time to finish that project, and a little more butter for your bread. Because let's be honest, more is always better. Take my friend Nee, for example. When I caught up with him last week, I realized he's crafting a life of more with the ABSA Ultimate account. The ABSA Ultimate account isn't just a banking product for Nee, it's a chance to have more. ABSA Ultimate account gives you retrenchment insurance cover of up to 50,000 Ghana cedis, hospital cash back benefits, access to seamless digital solutions, travel insurance of 1 million Ghana cedis, and over 30 other benefits on the account. Want more? Of course you do, because more is always better. So sign up for an Ultimate account today and get more. Your story matters. ABSA. And if you're looking for a smarter, faster, more secure way to manage your finances, look no further with the award-winning Fab mobile and internet banking solutions. Banking is now easier, faster, and more convenient than you think. Join the Purple Bank today and experience the Purple experience, where convenience meets innovation. It's easy, safe, and secure. First Atlantic Bank, 2 times Digital Bank of the Year in a row. First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different. Let me tell you about Verna Mineral Water, because it's taken a bold step by removing its seal from the cap towards environmental sustainability. To reduce plastic waste, Verna has modified the design of its 500 ml, 750 ml, and 1.5 liter bottles by removing the cap seal, helping to minimize pollution and protect our planet. But that's not all. Verna bottles are made from BPA-free, eco-friendly plastic, ensuring your health and safety while delivering the same refreshing hydration you trust. So no seal, less waste, easy to compress and shrink for recycling, less plastic, same great refreshment. Choose Verna and refresh with a purpose. The future of energy is here, and it's more affordable than ever. Translight Solar, your trusted brand in solar solutions for the past 10 years, is making it easier for you to own a reliable solar power system. With our flexible payment program starting at 49,000 Ghana cedis, you can now power your home or business by paying just 30% upfront and spreading the rest over a 12 to 24 month period. It's that simple. Buy solar now and pay as low as 1,650 Ghana cedis every month. Please call now 0504 249 229 or 0206 542 454. Visit translightsolar.com to schedule free consultation. Wherever there is sunlight, there is Translight. Attention all cybersecurity professionals, board executives, CISOs, CIOs, and CTOs. Sapient and Vision, a proud subsidiary of Innovari Limited, invites you to CISO's Summit 2025, the ultimate gathering for cybersecurity professionals. Join us on the 9th and 10th of April 2025 at Labadi Beach Hotel, Accra. Our theme is Proven Strategies for Global Cyber Executives, Maximizing Organizational Security and Efficiency. Don't miss out on the insider networking and all the opportunities that come with it. Register now. It's 5,000 Citis. There is group discount available for 3 or more registrations from a company. To register, partner, or become an exhibitor, visit the cisosummit.com. 0257 2760 472 is the number to call to secure your spot today. And finally, your living room deserves class, warmth, and memory for your family, friends who visit your home, etc., etc. By Ashfrom Now, we produce a master class range of sofas and couches to fit in every corner and space in your living room or balcony. We designed exquisite range of modern living room sofas and couches, centerpieces, wooden beds, headboards, and all that you need, including chairs around your poolside, your balcony, or garden area. You will enjoy 10% discount on any sofa or couch. Ashfrom sofas are of high quality, durable. Please call 0243 200 729 or 0559 027 907. Visit any of our showrooms or any of the big malls around you. Find us. We offer free delivery to your doorstep, but please be mindful of internet fraudsters. Be an Ashformer now. Ashform, feel it, know it.
Well, last week was a busy week for all of us. The president was basically checking out potential disaster zones for flooding. He was with his team of a committee he had set up to basically ensure that when the rains become very serious, there will be no major effects. Here's a highlight of what had transpired on Thursday, I think it was, when he and the team visited parts of the Malam interchange.
I don't know who is doing this, but the person is narrowing the drain for you. I don't know if it's the one dredging it, but it's closing the drain and where the water collects when it rains. You said these are titled lands.
Yes, please.
This is not a wetland.
No, these are titled lands owned by Kitec Delta Limited.
But
These
who
are
gave them
land
title on a wetland?
You work with Kitec. No. So the title land they have from...
You work with Kitec?
No, I'm with Bawe.
So you are the ones who sold the land to them?
Much of these lands fall within the Bawe. Yes.
Yes, so we are talking about a Ramsey site that you have sold to a private company to silt. And they are now filling the land and causing problems. Okay. You are here defending it and say it's a titled land.
Not defense.
The Ramsey site is for Bawe chiefs. So you are selling the Ramsey site to a private company, and you are here to defend the fact that the company is filling the place up and causing problems.
That's a very good question.
And you want us to continue listening to you?
No, please.
Please.
That's why we're asking the regional minister and the district chief executives to take a very tough stand on people whose properties are blocking waterways, because they're creating distraction for other people's properties and even loss of lives. Sometimes when it floods heavily, we lose human lives. And so it's not because we don't have a sympathy for people like that, but we must enforce the bylaws. And the point is, the assembly here, how did you sit and allow this to happen? And so we just have to caution citizens of Accra that there's going to be severe flooding because of the delay in these projects. But we have to do everything to alleviate destruction of property and loss of life as much as possible. But I've charged the Garrid Secretariat and the Hydrology Section and the Ministry to pay constant attention to make sure that all the projects that have been awarded under Garrid to make Accra resilient from flooding are speeded up as quickly as possible so that we can minimize the flooding.
828 in studio is Major Retired Dr. Joseph Bikanyi Kuyon, who is the new Director General of the National Disaster Management Organization known as NADMO. Major, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome to the show. I suspect you were there when this whole interaction was happening. When was it and where was this?
I was part of the president's team that went around.
Okay.
And
Let me give a little bit of history.
Go ahead.
What may have made the president go on himself to see for the first hand what was happening at the construction site. It will interest you to know that this project, the Garrett project, which is the Greater Accra Flood Resilient Project, was initiated by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in his first government.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So a loan was secured for this resilience project to be done in Accra.
Okay.
To avert the flooding that keeps
occurring every time it rains.
He couldn't get to supervise its implementation because he went out of power. And work has been snail pace until he came back to the presidency, and so it was his baby, and he had.
So he's personally interested in the Garrett project, which is why he kept mentioning it.
He has interest in it, and that is why, based on the monitoring reports from NADMO and other related agencies, he felt that work wasn't going on the way it should. And so it was necessary for him to go and see for himself and to add his voice. We all know that the president's voice is a command.
Yeah.
And once he himself has shown the way, you cannot go to sleep. So that's why it was necessary for him to go and see to the project.
So where did you people go that day?
We went to Malam. We came to Circle,
Kole, Circle Enclave.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we also went to, I think, after Chimota.
Yes. So Abofu.
Abofu. Yes. So we also went to that place. And these are areas that the Garrett project spans through. So it was necessary to follow from point to point to see what is being done at various levels of the project.
Who are the stakeholders involved in this work? I consider this work like a recce stroke inspection work ahead of what is going to happen.
Yes.
So who are the key stakeholders?
You know, when it comes to disaster, it's all about NADMO.
Of course.
What informed the formation of the anti-flood task force at the presidency is based on information gathered from NADMO and other allies, like I said. And so he formed this task force as a backup, just to reinforce what is being done. And so the stakeholders are still people that are charged with disaster risk reduction, which is NADMO and its allies in this country.
Disaster risk reduction. A lot of people think the first thing we should do in Ghana is to prevent some of these disasters. So, for example, they think flooding of a certain kind is man-made because of either indiscipline or allowing people to violate the law or putting at the wrong place. So, talk to me about that. How much scope is there to prevent the type of flooding we typically see in our urban areas when it rains?
Anytime a question is asked about prevention, how do we prevent it from happening? I think more like the question should be, why should it keep
recurring? Okay.
So I will borrow the words of our first president, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who once said that we often blame history by saying that it repeats itself, when we know that factors and incidents that determine the course of history is our own actions and doings.
Wow.
That if we all, people and nations, will change our behaviors and way of doing things, our life, and history will take a different course and will never recur. See, what is happening is that we are those who will cause the flooding to occur. And until we as a people begin to change our lifestyle, this stopping or prevention will be a Herculean task. We can do all that we have to do, like the Garrett project that is ongoing. But like I'm saying, people were charged to do this project. Timelines have passed. It's not been done. You cannot do magic to prevent the flooding because people have failed to do their job. We see people openly dropping refuse in drains, people constructing buildings in waterways, and we want flooding to stop or prevent it. That will be difficult. And so we have to change our way of life first, and then we can put in the measures to see to it that flooding doesn't occur. Even if it will, that will be on a marginal scale and cannot go beyond our capabilities.
But who is the we there? Is it the citizens? Is it the duty bearers? Is it the government? Because usually people say we have to change our ways. In every country, behavior is regulated or engineered. People will do anything they are allowed to do if there are no structures. And because of your training, this is true. So when people say we have to change our behavior, that's true. But there's also a deeper truth that leadership has to ensure that there's punishment for wrong action and there's reward for good action. That's then what makes the first fact more true. So I want you to comment on that. What role do duty bearers have in ensuring that the behavior change required to prevent this type of recurrence occurs?
If there was anything we need more, it is what our president has done, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, going out in the open to go around Accra to show the way. Part of the problem has to do with leadership, like you are saying. There's agencies that are supposed to ensure that certain things are done fail in that duty. NADMO can do everything, can go around, identify disaster sites, put in the measures to stop that disaster from occurring, if other related authorities do not do their part. Like you heard the president openly asking, who gave title to these people? To fill a wetland and embark on construction, who gave that title, a license to them? Who gave the permit? And so we need to question the leadership aspect of managing disaster. That is acceptable. Apart from that, the citizenry also have a blame to share, because we are those who go to build in these waterways, and you are part of the community. You buy a land, it's a waterway, you are filling that land to put up your house, and that same house will be flooded, and you are crying for people to come and save your life, you and your family. Are we helping ourselves?
Certainly we are not. Now that we've identified that buildings and structures in waterways have become a major part of the flooding issue, what is the task force's approach? What is your recommendation? Pull them down, relocate people, divert the course of the water? Because as I say, water always finds its level. What is practicable? Because you've inherited a problem.
Yeah, it's obvious that to solve a problem, there must be some discomfort. So people would have to incur some kind of displeasures based on the actions that would be taken to ensure that the rest of us are safe. It is obvious that some structures will have to be pulled down. It's obvious that people who have already started filling these places will be asked to stop and will re-dredge those places to restore them to their original state where they can play the role they are supposed to play. Because the ecosystem is disturbed. If you don't restore it, what it means is that the people, the lives that are in this system will suffer. That is me and you. So there will be dredging. There will be demolitions. We have to do it if we want to ensure that the flooding that is envisaged, we effectively manage or combat it. Then we have to do what we should do.
What is the scale and scope of this demolition and dredging you refer to? Is it just an Accra issue, or are you looking at other regional capitals and urban areas? And also, is there a limit to what you can destroy? Because let me give you an example. There are places that may have 6 or 7 houses, or maybe 3 or 4 houses on a waterway. But there are places that are like 50 houses in a waterway. So are you going to say that for some places, demolishing practically may not make sense? Or based on the president's directive, if a building or structure or structures are preventing free flow of water and they are likely to cause flooding, then they will all go. We want to understand what the marching orders actually mean.
Okay, so first, the focus is not only in Accra.
Correct.
Our focus is on all urban settlements in Ghana. All urban settlements. But specifically, we see a serious problem in Accra. And so that is why it looks like the discussions are centered on Accra. It's not only Accra.
Okay.
And to also come to the next phase of your question as to how the demolition is going to be carried out. I think we don't do some of these things with a layman's eye.
Okay.
We have engineers, we have technocrats that are going to be part of this team.
All right.
They would advise. Where structures are supposed to be pulled down, they will. Where it is possible to redirect the course of water. We are human beings. Nobody wants to unnecessarily cause discomfort to anybody. And so if it is possible to change the direction of water and not necessarily tamper with people's property, that will be done based on the technical advice that we will get from members of the team. But where it is practically impossible to solve the situation except certain structures go, it will be done.
What is NADMO's role in all of this? Because as you said, there's a task force which the presidency set up with different agencies. I believe your deputy is in that task force. Yeah. So which aspect of the work of the task force does NADMO bear responsibility for?
Let me clarify something. The task force formed by the president was only to go round and confirm the risk reality.
Okay.
The risk reality.
Okay.
They finished, they went to brief him. He himself has gone round to see the situation for himself.
All right.
The rest of the job is the responsibility of NADMO.
Serious?
Yes. And NADMO does not work alone. NADMO works with its allies. The Meteorological Service, the Ghana Armed Forces, Fire Service, and other state agencies that has a stake in disaster risk reduction and management. The president formed the task force as a backup to give weight to our work. And so what they have done is the preliminary work we need to do. And then the tone is set for all state agencies that has a role in anti-flood response to play their role this time. Not just playing the role, but ensuring that things are put properly to either stop, like we are saying, which is not possible, but even if it will happen on a marginal scale where we are already prepared to face the situation. And so we would stay on top and be able to control.
So let me understand this. The task force was to do preliminary work.
Yes.
What you call the risk reality. Yeah. You're saying that the implementation of the risk mitigation strategies is NADMO and other state agencies.
Yes.
I want to know the names of those state agencies.
For instance, the Meteorological Department, Meteorological Service.
Okay. What are they supposed to do?
Their role is to give what we call early warning.
Okay.
And so some of the things that the task force did, not because it wasn't being done. Daily we do it. We monitor all disaster sites in Ghana. We collect reports and we channel them to where it should go. So what the task force did is not new. It's been done.
Okay.
But to confirm for themselves or to confirm for himself, the president wanted some members of his team to go first. Confirm it.
The first hand.
Come and update me, and I will go and see it myself.
So that he can add his voice and wait to the
So that's what we saw.
Great.
But like I said, I assumed office just about a month and some 1 week.
Okay.
But within this period, I've been able to pay a courtesy call on the meteorological service. I had a very fruitful discussion with the CEO, even to the extent of agreeing that we would have NADMO officers in the forecast room.
Thank you.
So that as and when the information comes, it will trigger the response plan. You don't wait until it comes. So these are the allies we work with.
So for every forecast room, there will be a NADMO official.
That is it.
Who knows exactly what the outlook is for specific places.
That is it.
So you can put it
and we have a radio communication system.
Correct.
So that soon as the information is picked, the alert is given to the communication room, and we trigger it to our regional and district offices, specifically to areas that the disaster has been envisaged to occur, so that the local community can be conscientized before it occurs.
That's great.
The other
stakeholders
include Ghana Armed Forces.
Okay.
In the response phase.
Okay. Not in the preventive phase.
No. In the response phase.
So it means there are phases of this.
Yeah, there are phases of disaster.
All right.
So in the response phase, we need people like Ghana Armed Forces. We need people like Ghana Health Service.
All right.
And other related agencies to play certain key roles. For instance, saving lives, saving property. That is the time we need our allies like the Ghana Armed Forces to fight along us to first save property and life, and then where Ghana Health Service needs to come in, they come in, because there will be definitely medical issues and probably diseases and other things that need to be attended to.
Okay.
So we are not alone.
What about the assemblies?
Yes, that's where I'm coming
they
to.
Are the
Yes, I'm coming to. When you say NADMO, it's not the head office.
Okay.
The head office, we give directives.
Okay.
And then these things are implemented at the assembly level.
Correct.
Whether municipal assembly or district assembly, we have NADMO offices everywhere.
Okay.
For instance, before even the president went round, I had met the Greater Accra regional minister.
Okay.
And we have a plan. We had agreed on what to do, because we've been told by our early warning allies, meteorological service, that there will be heavy rains than normal this year.
Heavy rains than normal?
Than normal.
My God.
And so we had already triggered our schemes. I took over office 27th of February.
Wow.
And by 13th March, I had hosted a coordinating conference of all stakeholders to trigger our anti-flood contingency response plan. Somebody met me at a funeral last weekend, and he was like, what is happening? Everywhere I pass in Accra, I see gutters being desilted. I see people working on drains. Then I said, I didn't come to wait until disaster happens before I fight it.
So gutters are being desilted as we speak?
Yes.
Maybe you haven't been observant.
Yes, so maybe you have to, because we triggered this thing about 2 weeks ago.
Main gutters?
Gutters, water basins, and other.
And who's doing the clear? Who's doing the work?
It is the task force, because we have NADMO offices at various assemblies, various districts.
So you have,
and
so
I coordinated the conference and triggered the response plan.
Wow.
And so work had began even before the president went out to visit some of the sites for himself. So our work is not waiting for disaster to happen, but that we have to work to stop it or prevent it. And if it cannot be prevented, because we have worked on it,
Yeah.
it should happen on a much more smaller scale.
Definitely. It's 12 minutes to 9. My guest is Major Retired Dr. Joseph Bikanyi Kuyu, who is the newly minted DG of the NADMO. And he's given us some really interesting insights into the approach. You said something about the phases. I thought you elaborate. You said, so there's the response phase. So just educate me. What are the phases of a disaster?
Okay, so there are 3 major phases of disaster management. The most interesting one to me is the first phase, understanding disaster.
Understanding disaster.
Yes. If you look at the global framework for disaster risk reduction, the standard framework, it emphasizes on that first part, understanding disaster. And so that will be my interest area as leader of NADMO. This is where you identify whether a disaster exists and where it does exist. When you identify the disaster, where it exists, then what kind of disaster? Once you get to know where it happens and the kind of disaster, then you can look at the triggers. What causes that disaster? Are there mitigating measures that you can take to ensure it doesn't happen? Are there red flag systems or early warning systems in place that when it is about to happen, people can be prompted? So that's the understanding phase. The understanding of disaster. That's phase 1. The second phase is where all these things have been done, but for some reason disaster still occurs. And that is the response phase.
Okay.
Where we go into combat to fight the disaster, to save property and life. And when that phase is done, after disaster has been subsided, then we go to the restoration or resettlement phase, where we look at scale of impact.
I see. So those are
even the scale of impact, not just assessing the scale of impact, you classify scale of impact, lives and property.
I see.
And then you categorize the needs of victims. They are all not in the same bracket. So you identify various groupings of the victims. And then you can give impact support to them. So not just support.
This is very good.
Support.
Understanding, response, and then
the restoration or resettlement.
It seems to me as if in Ghana, we only hear of NADMO when it rains and when it floods.
Yes.
But there was a big fire in Nedum. I didn't hear anything about NADMO. There are other things. For example, there's always a call around earthquakes, and we are told that there are many parts of Accra that are lying on an earthquake fault line, and I don't hear much about preparing for that. So is it the circumstance that has made NADMO like a flood response? I mean, because apart from floods, I don't know what else I hear NADMO about. Maybe if a building collapses somewhere, every now and again I hear, but I don't seem to hear you, not you personally, the organization respond to anything or prevent anything. So is it the media who have reduced your scope to just flooding? Talk to me about
that. Human beings by nature, we enjoy bad news than good news by nature.
Really?
Yes. Okay. When something is bad news, everybody wants to know what has happened and why. But most often we don't really bother ourselves about good things that are happening around us. First of all, let me talk about the Kumasi fire incident that you said you didn't see in NADMO. The incident happened when the president was on visit in the region. And so from that point, NADMO was directed to take immediate steps to help victims. You see, what we don't know is that NADMO don't go in to help just victims. We are part of the fighters of that disaster.
Okay.
So even when the fire was ongoing, when the fire was blazing, we had NADMO officers together with fire service combating the fire.
Okay.
So our job starts from not just when the thing has happened, but way before it happens. And when it does happen, we are in the thick of it until the problem is resolved. You talked about NADMO seems to be responding to only when there's flooding.
Yes.
They
come with a rope.
Yes, there are a lot of
and
things.
They have a canoe, so they will throw the rope.
Yes,
That's
so,
all I see.
So these are, like I'm saying, we have passed certain phases before you come to that stage where all of you see. But in the understanding phase, we don't get the exposure that we need from you people.
Is it?
Yes, it is you that should give us the exposure.
Okay.
Because whatever NADMO is doing is for everybody. And so all of us must be seen as partners in ensuring that NADMO's mandate is effectively delivered. So, like the earthquake matters you are talking about, just yesterday, we put together a program that would educate people in the earthquake-prone areas in Ghana.
I see.
Just yesterday, I didn't know you talk about it today, but mostly people don't talk about it until there is a problem. They see NADMO there.
So did you go to the house?
We have identified the earthquake-prone areas. Now we are sending a team of experts because we are envisaging that there could be earthquake anytime.
But
based on what is happening around the world.
Just to where are they?
Yes, you know the ridge, the Equapin Ridge and other high-rise topography we have in Ghana.
Does this include the Malam Weja area?
Yeah, of course. They are also they are close to. Yes, they are on the ridge.
It's part of the Equapin Togo range.
Yes.
So that's where the fault line is.
Yes. So we are sending up a team of experts to educate these people that based on what is happening around us, that is other earthquake-prone areas are experiencing it. So we don't have to wait until it happens. What do we do? They will be educated as to what to do.
But that could also, anyway, to be fair, earthquake preparedness could also include the way we even build.
Yes.
Right? And so if you are, because people are still building with the normal concrete. In countries that really know earthquake happens, even the materials they use is true to the concept of knowing that earthquakes will happen. Anyway, Godfrey, you had a question you wanted to ask?
Yes, I wanted to ask him about resources and also about surveillance. You know, because you spoke about being more proactive. You want to become a lot more proactive than reactive, because we tend to report the reactions and sometimes we tend to report it unfairly. You know, but in the spirit of being proactive, what is your surveillance like in areas that you have identified? Because some of these areas, for instance, are chronic. So if you take like the Malam, Kaswa side, if you take those who live on the Ofankor side of town, yes, the Wejagbawe side, these are chronic flood areas. What is your surveillance like on a weekly, a monthly in these areas?
When I came to office, one of the things I looked at, like I said, my interest in the prevention phase and not just reacting to it. So what we have done is that this time we don't want weekly reportage. We have a radio net. So why don't you tell us every morning what your observations are about those sites in your area? And so I have directed that there should be situation report every morning to the head office from all around Ghana, that we have monitored this, and this is what we have observed, or nothing has happened. It's nothing unusual has happened. Even if there's nothing unusual, still let us know. So this monitoring is being done. But apart from that, I have started engaging other allies like the UN agencies in Ghana. We are trying to ask for support in early warning devices. For instance, if we talk about flooding in Ghana, we have the pluvial flooding, which is a flash flooding.
Okay.
When the intensity of rain exceeds the rate of infiltration of water into the earth.
Yeah.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
We also have the fluvial floods where water bodies collect so much water that the levels rise and overflow their banks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So what do? Can we get some devices in these rivers?
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about when I went to Citi South with the president.
Tidal waves.
I was saying that if we had planted some device, some meters from the settlement, that when water touches that thing,
to
it will trigger
people
an
will
alarm.
not be asleep.
You won't be asleep. Yes.
That's a good point.
So we are engaging our allies, UN agencies, international bodies. Some of them are ready and willing, like the loan we secure for the Gary project. They are willing to support us.
Okay.
We are also asking our people in Ghana. We have well-meaning Ghanaians who are resourceful enough. They can support NADMO to implement some of these plans that will help all of us keep a safe society and a resilient Ghana. So we are putting things in place. And I believe that soon we would have some of these monitoring devices at the various disaster risk sites that will give us information. I also intend to create what we call Python sites, the observation sites, field posts, where you station officers at various vantage points where they can collect data about disaster that occurs around that place. We can also have disaster risk sites where people are stationed or devices are stationed, not necessarily human beings, are stationed to give a daily developments in that disaster area that we can be able to effectively respond to the situation before it happens. So that's what NADMO is doing.
Okay.
Not just sitting down, but working with other people.
Two more questions from me, and then I'll be done with. The current law that sets up NADMO, and again, you spoke about collaboration with the municipalities and the assemblies. Does it place you in a disadvantage in terms of your ability to be more proactive?
Yeah, seriously, we are dialoguing with sector minister. Our mandate places a lot of inhibitions on our actions. For instance, if somebody is building a market in Ghana, they don't care about NADMO. But you need a disaster risk assessment officer to look at the design and how the market is going to be built and advise that add this input or add that input to make the place safe or to prevent disaster from happening. NADMO doesn't have that power. Licenses and permits are given to people for construction without recourse to NADMO. And so we are dialoguing for a much more effective legal backing to the work of NADMO so that we can enforce certain things to prevent all the suffering that comes on people.
And the last one, I'll get back to the floods for this one. So I live in Dansoman, right? It's a flood-prone area. You have designated safe zones in Accra. Are these designated safe zones reviewed over a period? Because in Dansoman, for instance, since 2018, the designated safe zone is the Karindorf Park. I live on that park. I'm there every single day. If it rains for 3 minutes,
the park is
flooded.
the zone that is supposed
the zone that is safe, where everybody's supposed to go for shelter,
has now become a flood.
It gets flooded way earlier than the other places. So do you review these places that NADMO has listed as safe zones? Because again, for instance, I know another one. I can list a couple for you.
Give me more.
So
I don't even know the one near my house.
Azuma Nelson Sports Complex. If it rains today and you say it's a safe zone, it is not a safe zone.
For those around Swan Lake, Ogo Road,
Ebenezer Senior High School, I know the area very well.
Padua.
Yeah, Padua. If you say it rains today and you tell the people in Poase that Ebenezer Senior High School is a safe zone, it is not a safe zone. So are these reviewed and then told to the general public? Because a lot of people also don't even know where their safe zones are.
Correct.
So
So
that's my
is there a
final
list
question.
of safe zones so we can even
And
put
have
it
you
online?
reviewed those safe
Because
zones?
these
Some
people
of the
don't
safe zones are
they
not
don't
safe
know their
anymore.
safe zones. They are sitting here. They are just they don't know. You didn't even know
Yes,
something called a safe zone.
Some of the safe zones are no longer safe.
It's good that you brought this as part of our discussion this morning.
Oh, hallelujah.
You know, one thing about the military is not just responding to issues when they occur. We believe in preemptive actions. We believe in preemptive actions. So all these things that you are asking, I have already initiated measures to ensure that we affirm or reaffirm some of these safe zones, whether they are truly safe zones.
Okay.
Because every day, development changes our situation in the city. Houses that were not built somewhere are being built. So maybe the time they identified those places as safe zones, they were safe. But future construction works have worsened the water flow situation.
True.
And so now those places are no more safe. I was having a discussion last Thursday, Thursday or Friday, yes, with my technical team. And I was asking, should we always look at schools and churches as safe zones? Can't we look beyond that? And maybe talk to our friends, that is the UN Interagency Working Group, whether they can provide us with certain basic equipments, rob halls, mobile toilets, so that we look at further areas that we can designate as safe zones. And so when it happens, the old ones that have become ineffective can be substituted by these newly developed safe zones. We are putting in place measures, like I said. My interest is not about responding to disaster. My focus will be how to prevent it. Things that you do to ensure it doesn't happen, or even if it is happening, you would have been on top of your game.
Fair enough.
Thank you very
I
much.
want to read some questions since we know every day you have the DG of NADMO. And by the way, you are Captain Retired Doctor. So are you a doctor who became a soldier, or a soldier who is also a doctor? Which is which? Sorry, not captain, major,
the point of
major, not
yeah.
major.
So I wanted to
reducing
I wanted
right
to-
Forgive me.
yes.
Major retired.
Yes.
No.
I wanted
Major
to
retired
correct
Doctor
that.
Joseph
Yes.
Kuyon.
Yes.
Are you a doctor turned soldier or soldier turned doctor?
I didn't or wouldn't have liked this question to come.
Oh, really?
Because some of us had very humble beginnings.
Okay.
And so such questions trigger memories of old.
Oh.
And then maybe raise emotions.
You've come
You have come far.
You've come from a long way.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You have come far. It's okay.
Okay.
A very long way.
So, but you hadn't worked in NADMO before you were appointed. So you were sort of seconded into NADMO.
Yes. You see, to lead NADMO, you need to have some knowledge in disaster management and military training by itself, apart from other courses that I may have studied on safety and security. The training by itself puts you in position to be a good leader at any paramilitary organization, and especially the nature of NADMO, where they work in tandem with other organizations. It needs your liaison capabilities, your knowledge in disaster management, risk reduction. And so it was based on some of these factors that some of us probably were considered worthy enough to lead NADMO.
That's good. And I don't know if you can say this publicly, but what was the state of the organization you inherited? Godfred hinted about resourcing, and you didn't want to go too much in detail, because we do know that sometimes these agencies struggle to get the needed resources to do the work they have to do. So, having done all the overviews you've done, I'm sure you can give me a state of health. Do you have the number of staff you need? Do you have the amount of equipment? Do you have the money? What is the state of readiness of NADMO itself?
Let me first talk about staffing. When I came to NADMO, one sad thing I observed was that they have very bad conditions of service. The salary is nothing to write home about. And so labor turnover is very, very high in NADMO. What I've studied over the period, just between maybe 2017 to 2024, before then, NADMO staff were about 8,000. Now we are talking about 5,000 something. And so that leaves a huge staff deficit. Why? Because people feel that they get better places to work, and so they have to leave the organization. So first thing to do is to put up a scheme that will stop this labor turnover. And so, like we said, I don't wait for the organization to come to a crash. I always preempt. So we are putting up a committee. We are consulting with the public services department to see how we can improve first on the conditions of service of NADMO employees, so that people would want to stay and work for the organization. There are people who have been trained, they acquired knowledge, and they've left with that knowledge.
Some of them say they haven't been promoted, having worked for over 10 years.
Yes, these are the reports that I get. Since I came, every day I receive petitions. I've not been promoted. I've worked for 15 years. Yes, 14 years. No promotion.
The morale will also be low.
Yes. So these are the things we are working to correct. To ensure that people get their due.
Yes.
When you work, you are rewarded. It is also common knowledge that people have stayed home in the name of working for NADMO for 4 years. They've never gone to work and they take salary. That is what I have heard. And so we are conducting staff audits. We are conducting payroll audits. These things are ongoing to ascertain the real strength of NADMO.
I see. Susu has a question for you.
Yes. So I understand you are doing some new measures. You know, you have people in the room to observe the weather and stuff. But are we thinking about the longer term trends in climate change and how those might affect us and the operations of NADMO? Like, what's the long term plan? I've heard the things you said. These are great in the short to medium term. But what's the long term plan as we are thinking about the way the climate will change, global warming, increased extreme weather, and that kind of stuff?
Okay, climate change adaptation is part of NADMO's responsibility, and so we do what we call capacity building, where we have officers on the field.
That word has been bastardized, though.
Yes, we have officers on the field who try to educate people, not just NADMO alone. Some of these projects are sponsored by UN agencies, and they are actively part of the capacity building project. So they go out to meet people at the local level, NADMO officers at the various regions and then districts, to engage the local population that times have changed. I remember I was telling my brother, who is a farmer in Oti region, he planted yam seedlings and the whole thing dried up. It didn't germinate. This year I had to give him money to buy yam seedlings. So I was telling him, the season has changed from what our daddy used to do. So you have to study the season now.
He's still using old.
Yes, and then change the season when you plant your yam. You should observe the rain pattern.
Wow.
So that we can save ourselves from these troubles. So capacity building is one of the major things we are doing to let people understand that climate change adaptation is part of managing risk, managing disaster.
Wow.
So we are working on that. It's not only looking at short and medium term measures, we're also looking at the long term, where these people can be conscious and put the right frame of mind to be able to adapt to the climate change.
I think his staff members have decided to use the WhatsApp line.
Yeah.
A lot of things on their mind.
Them.
So Caleb, help us.
Great. So EDK says, Bernard, NADMO is an extremely poor place to work. We lack simple working tools, no office space for zonal workers, computers, etc. at district and zonal levels.
Okay. Just read a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
good. Good morning, Bernard and team. The NADMO boss's tendency to rely on friends like the UN is worrying. Is he saying we cannot find resources in Ghana to face this problem? We really have to learn to look after ourselves.
You know, people can say this. You can. Are you telling me that if the UN has a system to support that, we shouldn't take it? People are very bold.
Let me comment on that one. You see, they say that help is a resource.
I don't really understand the guy.
Help is a resource. Take it whenever it's available. We are not saying that government is waiting for UN agencies to come and solve our problems for us. We are working on those problems, but they are here with us. They see where there's a need for them to come in to support. And that is why they come in to support sometimes. I say support, but not to lead the solution. Government will always lead the solution. NADMO will always lead the solution. But what they do is give us the needed support or help. Right. It is a resource, so we have to access it.
More comments?
Aldo from New Gbawe, Bernard, the most seriously encroached waterway outlet in Accra is the Kole Lagoon. By the building of ramshackles by squatters of Sodom and Gomorrah across its entire stretch, leaving it as a stream. What is their plan for the lagoon's restoration? CDFM, good morning. Can you ask the NADMO boss about the staff at the local assemblies who do barely nothing but write reports that result into nothing anytime there is a disaster? Most of them don't do any work at all. Okay. Senor says, please, KNUST and Ashesi products can produce these monitoring devices easily. Is he in touch with them yet? Senor is asking. So Nanaya from Medina says, Maya Hot. Okay, please let the boss in the studio know that the storm drain between Maya Hot and Masalachi Medina is choked and it's causing floods when we around the Grace Baptist Church area feel it a lot. Thank you, you say. Tracy says, I appeal to Major to ensure the gutters along the St. John's to Ofankor Road on both sides are also desilted. Both sides of the road, there's so much sand with even plants growing there. Thank you, you say. Thank you too. Mauli says, I beg you to tell your guests that there is a gutter opposite the La Veterinary area that became choked during the road construction and that was abandoned. The road gets flooded when the rain is heavy. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Kojo from Adenta says, good morning. Please tell Major that we vote for leaders and expect them to lead followers with a renewed mindset. Leadership can't turn around and blame leaders. Take the difficult decisions for the greater good, you say.
All right.
Francisca from Ningo Pram. Yes, she says she's been working for 15 years without promotion. Please ask my boss when my promotion will be done. Eddie says, good morning. I'm happy you are spotlighting NADMO on the show today. We're talking about destruction and degradation of Ramsar sites. Do you realize that the development of a cement production facility has gone on? Okay. Eddie sent that through. He didn't add where he sent that from.
All right, so there's a lot of comments for you. I don't know if you want to pick any of them to respond to.
I believe that most of these things have been discussed already. Okay. It's been exhausted.
So let me ask you then.
The only thing that I find worrying, people think that the reports that come from the districts and the regions, nothing is being done about it. That is a wrong impression. And one of the things we are doing now is not just appoint people, but appoint people who have capability to understand disaster risk reduction so that we can have credible data from these outlets. And so the reports are not just for the shelves. They come and we are going to build a database that after some years can enable us to predict a disaster, that because these things have happened A, B, C to step C, it is possible that the disaster will occur, and so we can put mitigation measures to ensure that it doesn't, or even if it does, it is being put under control.
All right. You've said the Meteo Agency have said to us that this year the rains will be unusually high, and now the president has set up a task force. So you have at least had a good start. So are you able to assure listeners that this year flooding incidents will be lower than we had in previous years?
I don't want to take the words of the president or repeat them here, but you heard him say that we just need to warn the citizens of Accra that there will be flooding. Why did he say that? Because the project that is ongoing is taking the major drains of Accra, and that project is virtually at a snail pace. It cannot be finished before this rainy season.
Do we know why?
Why? Because the contractors have, one way or the other, not executed the work they should.
Have they been given the mobilization?
I believe so, because from the information we gathered when the president went round, means that they have even received more than they should. And so we were expecting that work should have progressed to a certain level. And I can remember Standobe saying that we are going to meet them with it's a World Bank loan. So we are going to meet them with the
Was there supposed to be a counterpart funding from DOG?
Yes.
Has DOG provided that counterpart funding?
Yes. Maybe you see, the project is in phases. You are supposed to work to a certain level before you can access further funds. So the one that has been given to you, if you don't work to that level where you can raise certificate for further funding, then you have a question to answer.
So are you
it was based on
like
that.
A project supervision problem, which is why
because if
we are blaming
when I went there
for what could be more flooding, I just
want
to be sure.
Not Garrett, but the
slow pace of work.
Yes,
the contractors.
The contractors. Because when I went to Abofu, I saw only one excavator working there. When we said it was the issue of the contractor not having equipment, he quickly retorted. But what we were seeing on site shows that you don't have equipment. So work has been delayed. And because work has been delayed and these major drains have not been fully constructed, what it means is that we cannot behave like the ostriches and pretend that there will be no flooding. There would be flooding. And because we know there would be flooding, what are we doing? We are not going to sit until the floods happen, but we will put in place the necessary response schemes to ensure that when it happens, it doesn't bring untold suffering on.
Let me read a few comments for you more. Bernard, there's serious wetland filling going on along the Volta wetlands area at Wong. It's right along the main Accra-Kusombo highway. Nobody's saying anything until there's a flood. We don't need any prophet to tell us that the areas across the Pong highway towards the lake is sitting on a time-ticking bomb of a flood disaster. This and many other areas to come, unless something is done urgently. Somebody must say something before it's too late. This is Reverend Nyeko Avotri.
Okay. So let me also report some people to you so that since we are doing the new interchange here.
Yes.
There'll better be interchange.
Please
get your people there.
Which part?
You see? No, the entire. You see, what's happening is he was talking about filth, and then these are new drains that have been built. I can promise you they already choked. The last time we had rains, and what is happening is it's pushing the flood higher up. So the roads up to Zongo Junction, which you are always complaining about, is getting worse. That space in front of ICGC that always used to flood, it's also getting worse, and it's moving higher up and higher up. So if, please, you can get your people to come and deal with.
What do you mean? If you can't remove
No. I'm just saying to sort out
let me just
the people who are dumping waste here.
Save your breath. That project I've already sent people there.
Okay. And then please
to look at whether we can do temporary drains.
Okay.
Since the projects will not be completed before the rain setting.
All right.
Of course, we're assured by the contractor that they will be able to at least work on the drains before we get to the peak of the rainy season. But we ourselves are assessing, can we do some temporary work to redirect the water so that flooding is minimized. So we have looked at that project already.
But I think you see the problem there, the small pushback.
Yeah.
The human activity that occurs there
is what makes the situation
will render these drains that you are putting up useless.
But does not have the capacity to move people. You have to build.
They can tell the municipality.
We don't move people alone. Like I said,
they have to
we work together with the regional administration, the district and municipal administration. We work together with the armed forces. Where we need support from police and armed forces, we ask for support. And we ensure that what we are supposed to enforce, we enforce it.
Which is what I'm saying, that clearly some difficult decisions need to be taken between now and May. Is there appetite to do this? Are you able to go and say all the people in this area move to a higher location for the next 3 weeks? Because when the rains come, you get flooded. For example, Glefe, when it rains, we know that they get flooded. The Wager Dam, a lot of people in those areas, they get flooded. Is not able to go and tell them, at least not to demolish houses, but at least move.
I understand.
And then come back in June or July or something. Are you able to do that?
I said earlier that we are even thinking about putting NADMO officers in the forecast room.
Okay.
The purpose...
It's not done yet.
No. I just went to discuss with the CEO. So we are now...
Putting the modalities in
yes,
place.
we are going to select the staff that, of course, based on capability and understanding,
of course,
that they will go there and do a good job for us. So this issue that we are looking at is just to make sure that the early warning systems are effective and rapid. So once we get the early warning system, the plan is to get the people in that area where danger is envisaged to either evacuate or put themselves in readiness for evacuation.
Okay.
So that when it has to happen, that will be evacuated, there will be speed in our reactions.
But evacuation to where? Is there a specific place you are evacuating? Because when we did the Volta flooding, there were places that were designated as safe havens. Do you have such places in Accra?
Yeah, safe havens are always there. Like I stated earlier, that some of the safe havens, like you have observed, may not still be safe havens. So we are developing new areas where we can replace those ones that have become ineffective due to human activity. Not that they were not safe when they were designated. They were safe. But for some reason, they have become unsafe now. So it is for us to get substitutes to these unsafe areas, safe areas that have turned unsafe, that we can evacuate people and keep them in a safer environment. And not just keep them in a safer environment, but provide what they need for immediate livelihood whilst they are at that place.
So maybe it would be nice if you shared later on some of the designated safe havens and the other thing you mentioned, the flood, what do you call it? You said places.
Flood prone zones.
No, you said
disaster risk sites.
Yes, because I'm not even sure there's a map that we can share.
Oh, they're not us, but they have maps.
So now that you are giving us the platform, it's something that is going to happen. Now we have your attention. So some of these informations can be disseminated to the public.
Please do.
So that people will know where to tread cautiously.
Yes.
Well, look, you seem on top of the matters, and we have to commend you because you've been in the job for such a short time, but you clearly are happy with the work and you are willing to do it. The media obviously will support when we have to and criticize when we have to. That's basically what we are here for. So I can definitely assure you that we will be with you on every step of the way, particularly on the education part of your role, because I also know that when it comes to things like this, behavior of the public, you need to conscientize, you need to remind them, you need to show. And in fact, I saw a video of a man, it was raining, he just went to pour his refuse in the rain, hoping the rain would take the refuse away. These kinds of things we need to highlight using media to get people to behave in a proper way. So if NADMO is willing to be more media facing, of course you are the CEO, you are here, so clearly it's a good thing. we will be happy to push that as well. The only last concern I have is that my view is NADMO has become very, at least, political. People, they just put political people there. And it seems like a big issue. And of course, you are not the appointing authority. But I'm sure that's an issue for you, right? Where the place is stacked with people from a winning party. So you are mixing them with technocrats.
Some of these texts that are coming, the messages that are coming, that people are saying 15 years, 14 years, 10 years, no promotion. I can say that most of them are largely due to situations like that, where people are tagged with political
so it affects their ability
to effectively manage the place. But we are doing our best. I have not come to victimize, but I've come to ensure that we succeed as an organization. And so the best I have to do, I will, to ensure that whoever deserves what is given, not giving recourse to political color and those kind of things.
We wish you well, and we sincerely hope that you succeed, and we hope this year the flooding does not become a serious problem, because every year it happens. So Major Retired Dr. Joseph Bikanyi Kuyon, new DG of the NADMO. Thank you for spending some time with us on the breakfast show. There's also more when we come back. Stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Kids, no running. They grow up so fast.
Come here, guys. Who wants to watch their favorite show on GoTV?
Your family's favorite moments are made better with GoTV's shows. We've got loads of local, international, and kids channels, and all the football you need from the comfort of your home.
You can also watch your favorite shows wherever you are with GoTV Stream. Stick with GoTV and let's go together. GoTV. Love it.
As a busy professional, I struggled with back and neck strain from long hours at my desk. To improve my focus, productivity, and well-being, I sought expert advice from the CEO of Expert Office Furnish.
After being in the furniture business for 25 years, I can tell you two things that causes back pain in the workspace: bad sitting posture and not sitting on a good chair. I recommend to you the Genedia Beeper chair, the chair that helps you to sit right. When you don't sit right, it beeps for you to be able to sit right. The next will be the Enjoy chair. It takes every body shape and size. Buy a chair that will support your back and give you that comfort to be able to deliver on your job.
Expert Office Furnish offers molding furniture for comfort, productivity, and style. From seating to customized solutions, plus interior decoration services, they've got it all. Find them off the Atomic Hills Estate Road in Ashonman, or call 0571 386602 on Facebook and Instagram at Expert Office Furnish.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Babe, trust me, I've seen bigger, wider.
How big?
So big!
Hey! Friday, 11th April is the official launch of the new So Big Electromart showroom, Atomic Junction. Come, turn on the modern life.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Shabasho.
Na many moment jump on your crabare, no may yes see much. Yes, see much. Mewo, beat it. I am found with you. Yes, me had to me and do, baby. Mewo, Gary, I wanna come Mogopado. Yamba Pessamin coming young, it's not coming in. I am found. Yampa gentum, Yanshu no fee and Tim Hakra. Now may ye see my chara. Ye see my chara.
9:34, still here on the City Breakfast Show.
Yeah,
Lots
man.
of interest being shown in the NADMO DG. So hopefully he engages more in the media and we get some better outcomes. Now, here's some exciting news from the bank with the coolest tagline. Not just another bank. Yeah, Omni Basic Bank's new tagline is not just another bank. We're redefining banking with a renewed commitment to making you our cherished partner, the happiest customer. Visit any of our branches to update your records. You may call us toll free 0800 100 790 or 0307 086 000. Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank.
Now, if you're tired of HR headaches, simplify your business with Hotspots Africa. As your one-stop HR shop, we handle recruitment, labor outsourcing, expatriate management, consultancy services, and corporate training. Plus, we offer staff busing and 100% staff support to boost productivity. Don't let HR hassles hold you back. Contact Hot Jobs Africa today. Hot Jobs Africa today. Their number is 0303 980 362. WhatsApp 0204 336 004 or email info@hotjobsafrica.org. Website is www.hotjobsafrica.org. Hot Jobs Africa. Think HR, think Hot Jobs Africa. Now, when you buy anything, it's got to be the very best. Diamond 42.5 hour grade cement is the highest quality cement on the Ghanaian market. We've been putting smiles on the faces of homeowners, block makers, and supported numerous constructions with a high quality brand that's rated green by the EPA. We have the 32.5 hour grade as well. Great value for your pocket. If you want to buy Diamond cement, please deal with the company directly. Locate us nationwide. Our factories are in Aplao, Takoradi, and Buepe. Numbers you can call 0244 313 368 or 0540 111 978. Diamond cement is still as hard as a diamond.
I never felt like the best products made in Africa are hidden just like Africa's finest treasures. Well, let's tell you about Afro Quality. We've just changed the game. Afro Quality has brought together incredible, authentically African products under one roof, celebrating our creativity, excellence, and pride. So from beautifully crafted, ready-to-wear fashion, straight from Kenya, Ghana, Rwanda, we have different kinds of things from South Sudan, South Africa. So whether they are running shoes or watches or organic skincare products, Afro Quality has it all for those who demand the very best from Africa. So we are at East Legon, on the Labawaleshi American House Road, right on top of Say Cheers. You can also call 055 339 2345. The number again is 055 339 2345, or follow us on Instagram or TikTok at Afro Quality. Afro Quality, because you deserve the finest. When we come back, we'll be telling you more about a big event on Good Friday. It's one you can't afford to miss. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame. How are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before. The only only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash Foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash Foam.
What about a sofa where go relax my body?
Ash Foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash Foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame. Ash Foam.
Mommy, that I feel you. Ash Foam all the way.
From mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more. Don't waste time and visit any Ashram showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ashfoam. Feel it, know it.
The Aqua Healing and Deliverance Crusade is here.
God takes his people and put them in charge.
Ministry Dr. Pastor Paul and Becky Eninche, all the way from Glory Dome in Abuja, Nigeria. The Dominion, date 10th and 11th of April 2025. Venue, LWAC Sports Stadium. Song ministration, Emoji, Ankalato, Kofi Boham, Prophet Okebe, Prosper Ochimana, and Minister Mark Frank. Also happening live is the Workforce and Ministers Conference, happening at the Accra International Conference Center at 9 a.m. on the 11th of April. Free shuttles to the venue will be available. For more information, call 0257 765 546. The Accra Healing and Deliverance Crusade. Be there.
Hello, boss. I just drove out of your premises. I've called you several times. Boss, I beg.
I gave you an opportunity to present your proposal with your financial statements. You didn't. If we approve and request for an invoice, that will take you another month, eh? You couldn't even provide receipts from the last job. My brother, we have given the contract to someone else who promptly furnished us with what we needed. Get serious.
Yehovah.
Don't be caught in this mess ever again. Restart with Build. Build provides businesses with a comprehensive accounting software with features that make your bookkeeping, accounting, tax, and payroll functions seamless. Our support team is always available to assist and respond to all your inquiries. Log on to www.build.africa and sign up. Call 030-80-4007 or 0303-974-832 for more information. Build. Bookkeeping made simple. Results made extraordinary.
Unbelievable is yours to own with DSTV. Get unbelievable local entertainment with Shakai Lemba, Nigerian Idol, and Big Brother Niger.
Some forgettable nights.
Catch unbelievable sporting moments from the Premier League, La Liga, F1, and more.
Absolutely sensational.
Laugh along with unbelievable kids' edutainment like Paw Patrol. And experience unbelievable international shows like Law and Order and Lioness Special Ops.
Let's go!
Download the My DSTV app today and own the unbelievable.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
No throne.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the
Somebody
noise.
just wrap your arms around you. I'm just passing this revelation. You better tell him. No throne without the cross. There'll be no sacrifice without your blood. All this you did for me. Lift it up. No throne without a cross. There's no sacrifice without your blood. All this you did for me. No me without you. Say no throne without a cross. Yeah, there's no sacrifice without all this you
Dunsin you can doing Charlie the guy there they deliver of.
No me without you.
I tell you. We have so Caleb, let me do a quiz with you.
Okay.
If a group of fish is called a shoal of fish,
yes,
or is it a school of fish?
Fish.
What do you call a collection of bishops?
There could be a college of bishops.
You go up.
No, that's my area. So
Okay. Collection of bishops.
Yeah,
a convocation.
A convocation.
Or a synod of bishops.
Synod of bishops.
So I have the synod of bishops in front of the
highly anointed men of God.
I tell you, Bishop J. Godwill is the convener for the Jesus Savior of the World Church denomination,
right,
under the United Denominations of churches affiliated to, of course, you can call Lighthouse for those of you who know. I also have, so that's Bishop Godwill. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Bishop Atu Dixon is the convener of Jesus is the Rock Church denomination. Bishop, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Now I'm confused. Just tell me about this denomination under the umbrella of the UD before I even come to why you are here. Where are you based?
Well, I'm based on the Spintex. Actually, that's where the seat of the denomination is.
Okay.
Jesus is the Rock denomination. Covers the churches in Volta and region,
okay,
having its seat.
So you are the bishop of that group?
That whole area.
Means you are always in the Volta and region?
Yes.
I see. And your denomination is where?
Yes, Jesus Savior of the World. The headquarters is in Achimota near Dome.
Okay.
And but our churches are mostly in the Bono region and the Hafu. So we are in Techiman, Kintampo, Sunyani, Brekum, those areas.
And you are all denominations under the
Dagwood Mills
Ministry.
Yeah.
So it's not called Lighthouse?
Lighthouse is one of the denominations.
Is it? Yeah. So which one is UD?
The United Denomination.
So how many denominations are there?
About 53.
53? Yeah. Oh wow, I thought there were like 5. Oh, 53. Because I know of Macarius, is it a denomination?
Exactly.
Yeah. I know of Kodesh Family Church.
Yes.
Which channels do we know? We know Catch the Anointing is one.
Yeah.
Then we know, you have a lot of very interesting Greek words, Kodesh, Kadosh,
Macarius,
Pashak. Yeah. They have all these funny. What is Chalak night?
It's a night where, it's basically like the watch night. So.
And these are all Greek words.
Yeah.
You have to talk about the Good Friday Miracle Service, so welcome. Tell me about this Good Friday Miracle Service. It's become a very big event, right? Give me some background. When did it start and how has it become such a huge program that it's almost defining Good Friday now? Right? Tell me about it.
Thank you very much. Well, Good Friday Miracle Service, started somewhere around 2012.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have it in the church setting, and Bishop Dagwood Mills felt that why don't we meet as a church, because the church had expanded, the church had grown over the period, and so across the length and breadth, and he wanted to have a service for all the churches within Accra, Tema area, and then also to, gather believers, and then also use it as an outreach, so in 2015, 2015,
10 years ago.
That was our first meeting at the Independence Square, and from then it's been one meeting after the other at the Independence Square. We've had the opportunity of meeting at the Crash Sports Stadium, but I think that mainly our gatherings have been at the Independence Square.
So it's only 10 years, and it's grown this massively. So it was originally meant to be like, as you said, the church,
like other churches, organize their Easter Friday, Good Friday services.
Yeah.
So that was it.
So when did they move to Independence Square?
2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's been 10 years. Yeah. I see. Do you know the number of people who come? Because when I look at the pictures, it looks very massive. Do you estimate how many people come for that event?
It is massive. It is massive.
10,000, 20,000?
30,000. Well,
in excess.
Well in excess, yeah. Well over 60.
So even for you, Bishop Jake, the size of this has grown beyond what you thought when you started it, right?
Yes, I mean, definitely when we started in our church, from Koligono to the Kodesh, we thought this was it. And Bishop Dagiwad Mills had always had the vision. Even when we were small, he always said one day we'll be meeting at the stadium. One day the whole church will be gathering at the stadium. And it was like something very far-fetched. But we have, by the grace of God, we have lived to see it. And this is just the gathering of churches in Accra, and then Kratema. And then, of course, as you said, we reach out to many more people to come and hear the gospel on Good Friday.
One of the most important days in Christian faith.
That's right.
So it's like an Easter convention cum miracle service.
That's right.
Boxed into one.
One day
for
convention.
1 day convention. Yes. If all your members were to come, is there any venue here that can contain you guys? If everybody within the United Domination said, today we are coming.
In Ghana, just in Ghana. Just from Ghana.
Even
no way.
No.
We might have to create a place.
Wow.
Look for a vast place and then create it.
But your churches are in Ahafu and Bono, your churches are in Volta. Do people come from those for this event?
They don't.
Oh, they don't? This is just Accra?
Accra Tema area.
It's just Accra Tema.
Is it?
They can come. So
Too
they
many.
stay there and connect by internet and try to watch.
Independence Square is a very significant venue though, because this is where we got our independence. And Good Friday. When do you start the program?
This program starts at 3 p.m. But I would want to advise that people rush in by 11 o'clock. You see that people are coming in by 1. The place is almost getting full.
And you do it from 3 to when?
3 o'clock to 7:30.
Massive.
8, yeah.
Massive. And you can't estimate how many people come. Is it 10,000, 20,000, 30?
Oh, way over. I mean...
Way over that number.
Give me a number now. You don't want to boast. No, I just want to have a sense of it. Because when I see the drone shots, some people even sit beyond the square.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's very big.
Yes.
Where do they come from?
Massive. Well, there are people from their respective churches and then also through outreach.
So some of them are not even necessarily believers. They come in and that's the first time they hear the gospel.
Yeah, so as we're saying, we invite people also to come and hear the gospel.
Okay.
It's not just a collection of our church members, but we reach out to people, bring them together to come and hear the gospel on such a day, Good Friday, so that the day doesn't just pass as just a celebration, but the meaning why Christ came to die and all that. That message is a very strong message for the day.
Bishop Dag travels around the world to preach. Papua New Guinea, Australia, Western Samoa, very funny places. Yet he takes this program so seriously. Why do you think he does that? And what kind of message does he preach on this Good Friday? Because I would say he's preached everywhere. Yet on Good Friday, he always wants to be in Ghana at the Independence Square preaching to Ghanaians. What's the thought process there?
I think that the significance of the day is the reason for what he's doing.
Yes.
Jesus came to die on that Friday. That Friday we call the Good Friday. Shed his blood. And today is giving definition to who we are. And so for him, it's very, very significant and very, very important. He will do it any day, any time, because he also uses it as an opportunity to share the gospel of Christ to people, reminding them that once upon a time, God sent his only begotten Son. Whosoever receives him will have everlasting life. So basically, the idea is to reach out to souls, preaching to them, and then also ministering miracles and healings.
It's also a miracle service, right?
Yeah.
So, if people have conditions they believe defy medical science, conditions, are you encouraging them to come?
Sure.
Carry people through the roof and bring them.
Yeah. And there have been amazing miracles. Just even the last year one held at the Accra Sports Stadium. There was this little girl who came up. She was slapped by her grandmother, and she became deaf in the right ear for a number of years. And right at the miracles, after the prayer, An ear that she couldn't hear from, suddenly she could hear.
Wow.
People who couldn't see could see. You know, if you have not experienced certain conditions before, you not appreciate miracles. But anybody who has been in a condition, like look at blind Bartimaeus sitting by the roadside for years, and suddenly Jesus comes by and takes the opportunity, cries and shouts for help, and receives healing. And through these crusades and the Good Friday services, so many people have encountered the healing power of God. And I tell you, as I said, you know, if you have not been in a condition before,
you will not know how valuable these things are.
You will not know how valuable it is when somebody is standing there and testifying. I couldn't see,
but now I can see.
But after the prayer, I can now read what has been written.
So you are saying that you, as a pastor, have seen these things with your physical eyes.
I have even experienced one myself, my brother.
I have experienced it too. The amazing bit is that Bishop Dag is a medical doctor. I think you mentioned that, things that differs. You know, he's a medical doctor, but he believes in miracles.
And usually there's a lot of you guys around who are also doctors, because a lot of times when he does the services, sometimes the guy holding the mic talking to the person healed is also a doctor.
Exactly.
Who will sort of question the person.
Exactly.
To assess. So do you guys have a sort of compendium of miracles that have happened under his ministry? Is it
several? We do. It's been cataloged nicely.
To be nice to read through.
Yeah.
And there are documentaries. YouTube documentaries. You go to the Mills YouTube channels. You can get a lot of documentaries on miracles, on the different crusades and different programs that have happened.
So would the two of you be there?
Oh,
live.
Sure.
I am, as somebody will say in Nigeria, I am dear already.
You are dear already. How long have you been affiliated with Bishop Dag? You, Bishop Godwill?
Since 1990.
1990.
I might be saying the right thing.
That's Italian 90. Rodamila's 1990.
I'm telling you.
Exactly.
1990.
He wasn't born. Were you?
Oh, 1990 better.
Are you were born?
Actually,
should be in class 5.
I would say since.
90.
1990, my brother.
Yes.
That's 35 years ago.
Yes.
Wow. Because my boss says you were his first boss, something IT. Let me read it properly. So I'm surprised because you don't look that old. That you were his immediate first boss.
Really?
At the beginning of his IT career. That's what I'm checking. Because he looked like a young guy.
ICL, I think.
This man sitting here was
Samense's boss.
I don't believe it.
You don't have any grave.
Until I see the sword marks on your side, I don't believe it. Serious?
Yeah. Oh, you don't really.
So you've been with this thing since 1990.
Yes.
That's before
1990 is even when
not 1990.
1990.
That's when I fully kind of joined, because before that I was on campus.
You were around the thing.
Yes.
So this medical school or Legon or where?
Legon.
So it's when you finished secondary school.
No. Legon is like 86.
You went to Legon in 86?
Yes.
Bro, we close.
Hey! No, but seriously, okay, we are on Facebook, so you can YouTube look at it. You finished
88.
Which secondary school in 86?
Yes.
Which secondary school was that?
Ghana Secondary Technical.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you finished A-level in 86?
I finished A-level 85.
Oh Lord.
So Legon is from 86.
Because I met this, we went to secondary school in 84 or something.
It's going reverse.
You look younger.
I look younger, but I also got affiliated with him in 1990.
1990?
Mm-hmm.
Also through the university system?
I was then schooling in Kolebu.
Oh.
Yeah. So
wow.
I met him.
35 years.
Exactly.
So when you remember how the thing started and you see 53 denominations, you see millions of
it's
people.
A beauty to
how many countries are you guys in now?
About 104 and beyond.
It's almost unfathomable.
Yeah.
We just see the grace.
Yeah,
of God.
it's beyond human comprehension. Happening within our lifetime, because some of these things have been there like hundreds of years, right?
Exactly.
So it's almost history unfolding. How should people prepare for this program? How should they prepare? Maybe somebody's listening, he wants to really be there. So it's next Friday, not this Friday.
Yeah.
Right.
Next Friday.
Friday the 17th. And you say come by 11, come early.
Yeah.
What should I bring? How should I prepare?
First and foremost, fortunately, we've provided buses across the length and breadth of town. Buses coming from Tema, buses coming from Kaswa area, buses within Accra.
Hopefully from Adenta,
from Adenta and all that.
From Kwabenya, from Amasaman, from Isawam, from everywhere. Everywhere. Big buses, little buses are coming. Yes.
So that this transportation shouldn't be a problem.
Yes.
The buses will be designated.
Yes.
Good Friday Miracle Service, so you can join. Yeah. And then you will definitely find a place to sit. Yes. And it's from 3 till 7.
Yeah. And, it's advised because of the sun, maybe you can bring a hat, bring sunglasses, sunshades.
If I'm bringing somebody who's unwell, is there a special place that will bring them? I should just get there.
Just get there.
The ashes will
They'll help me.
The ashes will help.
But maybe I'm bringing somebody who can't walk or something.
Yes, ashes will help for such people to be in a designated area.
And they will be attended to.
They will be attended to.
And
we also advise people, you can come along with maybe a big bottle of water just to...
because of hydration.
Yes, because of,
Wow.
Also prepare spiritually, pray, have faith.
Friday,
the woman with the issue of blood, the Bible said in her heart, if I may but touch the hem of his garment.
So don't just come.
So don't just come. Come with faith, come prepared, and also come with somebody.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to go to a party alone.
Yeah. The way the place is big, if you go alone somewhere.
Yeah. This is a spiritual party. Come with family, come with friends, invite somebody. Even your enemy. Bring your enemy.
Bring them.
After the preaching, they'll change. Wow,
friends and enemies alike.
Bishop J. Godwell is the convener for Jesus Savior of the World Church. That denomination is predominantly in the Bono and Hafu area. Bishop Patrick Dixon is the convener of Jesus is the Rock Church, and that denomination is part of the 53 or more under the United Denominations of Lighthouse, mostly in the Volta and OT regions. Good Friday Miracle Service happening next Friday, the 17th of April at the Independence Square. Starts at 3, but trust me, if you get there at 12, you are late. For more information, keep listening. There'll be more announcements on this program. Good morning to my friend Reverend Sompa. Kweku Sompa is a big man. Coming up next is Citi News at 10. And who do we have? Shiba Araba Bini. So Shiba Araba Bining is joining us with Citi News at 10. Good morning, Shiba.
Good morning, Bernard.